Keep wanting just to see you show up at my door. Et même quand je suis froide, un peu indifférent, tu continues tout de même de montrer tes efforts. I'm trying to keep my heart in peace. I just can't think about the way that I feel. It's too hard to trust, I mess it up. I just can't risk to be falling like this. Oh, ooh. Why do you keep chasing clouds? Ooh. If I could change my mind. nothing? Was it all for nothing? So is it all for nothing? If I stay, would you run from me? If I go, would you be happy in the end? So is it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Those memories, was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? So is it all for nothing?
Esports Arena. We're here today for the Esports Tower Rumble, where talented all-star teams in the Esports Tower compete in 2-week standalone events. And tonight, we're going to debut our new format. It's the second part of week 2 of the Fall Rumble, and it'll now feature a best-of-7 show matches based on the results of last week's group stage. I'm your host, Michael Fisher, and helping me call all of the actions, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain. And Nerdy, a little bit of a different format tonight. We'll see a lot more teams as opposed to a bracket style that we're used to seeing. And there's a team in particular from last week that you're really excited to see in this week's show matches.
For me, it has to be the Mammoths for sure, and then the Swerve. And on top of that, I'm interested to see how well these teams survive 7-game series, because those are insanely long, even for college-level players. For anybody playing these games, it's very taxing, takes a lot of mental power to even go through a 5-game series. So best of luck to them all, and I'm really hoping that between you and I, we don't end up seeing a lot of fatigue in the late games.
Yeah, we are not used to seeing 7-game series, as you mentioned. I mean, we're used to best of 3s and then maybe like a best of 5 in the grand final. So, yeah, it'll be very curious how these players handle the fatigue. This new show match style of the Rumble brings us unique and more competitive matchups that we may not have seen had we gone to the bracket format. Also, is a great way to highlight every single team that we see, because we've seen, a lot of teams like the Barracudas. I fully expect the Ghosts in the old format would absolutely dominate. Now we'll be able to get a look at all the teams, like you said, the Mammoths and the Swerves, that will both get a chance to look at here tonight. As we said, the group stage will be held during the first week. The highlight matches held during the second. In week 1, they played single round robin group stage every series of best of 3. Top 8 seeds then seeded into best of 7 highlight matches, which are going to be very, very interesting. And we're going to kick things off with a very unique matchup here, as the teams we'll see tonight: Eagles, Ghosts, Barracudas, Swerve, Mammoths, all the Esports Tower, and Forsyth Central of the high school ranks. And there is our first matchup. The Eagles, who are a new team, had a very, very tough group last week. I mean, they were with the Ghosts, they were with the Barracudas, they were with Forsyth Central, so their record maybe not indicative of how good they are going up against that Mammoth team that you mentioned that you had wanted to see.
The Eagles definitely held their own last week. I think between you and I, we're both very shocked at how well they performed. I personally felt like it was a little bit of an unfair matchup with regards to their ability to actually show us the best that they have, because part of going against the Ghosts, knowing that they are a full supersonic team, might have shaken them on the mental frame just a little bit. I mean, personally, it would definitely give me a little bit of a scare going against a team that well-rounded and that advanced in their skill play. But they did a fantastic job, so I'm really excited to see what they can pull off against the Mammoths, another team that definitely brought a lot of surprises to us last week, because during the summer series, they worked on their team play a lot, and at the kickoff of this fall series, they looked like a whole new team, so it'll be exciting. Yeah,
that's something that Esports Tower has done really well, is making sure that teams take a little bit off when they've been struggling. They come back together. They come back incredibly strong. Well, let's take a look at Doc's keys to the game. We've given the players all weekend. Let's see what Doc has to say to them, presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. That is, create mistakes, punish the overcommit, don't overstay, and bump a demo to disrupt. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You can match with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Time to kick off our first highlight match of the night, with the Eagles facing off against the Mammoths in a best-of-7 series. Mammoths looked strong in our group stage last week, only dropping a match to the Swerve. The Eagles had a stacked Group A that we talked about, put up some strong performances, struggled to close out games, though. Expect this to be a fully matched and very close series as we kick this one off here. The Eagles, the brand new team, is stealth now, looking to make a play. Protato up on the wall, gets a clear down for the orange team. Unfortunately, Thrift makes a misplay, and Protato scores first.
Not even full 20 seconds in, and shortly thereafter, we do see Thrift return a little bit of the favor there by getting a demo right before the end of that play there. Thrift, was it worth it, my friend? Probably.
It's always worth it to get that, extracurricular demo. As Protato, who had a great series last week, nearly has an open goal, not able to find it. Another demo does come out from Thrift, but this time they are able to defend. Thrift gets in a tie-up here. Not Earth trying to dribble it up the field. Can't quite do it, though. Potato gets a touch, but Wilds hits a great shot on goal.
We do see a demolition come out in the goal as well, allowing for one to just squeeze in there. That's one of those, demolitions to create an opening that we've seen Doc talk about before, and a well-positioned one at that. So now our score is 1-1. Not even a full minute into the game here. I feel like this is going to be a very evenly matched lineup.
Wilds with a great kickoff there. Bounces off the corner. Static looking for a touch on it, not able to find it. Thrift shot does go wide. Potato, who has been so excellent for this team, looking to make a stop. Oh, off the crossbar for Wild. Stealth trying to make a play. Doesn't look like he'll be able to, and the Mammoth should be able to clear this one away.
We have that boost get taken right there by Thrift. Unfortunately, they have to run back around to get possession of that ball. They play it around two members of the Mammoths right there. One does get a slight touch on it to make the ball go away from Thrift's possession, allowing Stealth to now come in and help out, trying to center it up for one of their teammates. It goes a little bit too far to the wide right there. And now the Mammoths have the opportunity to turn things around, as we do see one of them manage to take out Thrift.
Stealth, wanted to pass upfield, didn't quite find it. Static with a nice touch, but Wild just going to lob a shot on net. Forces out a double commit here from Not Earth, and Thrift gonna bang it in, and the Eagles have the lead here 2-1.
We can't count on that lead being there forever. We've definitely seen the Mammoths be able to pull this one out and get another goal to even things out. However, if the Eagles want to maintain this lead, I feel like they definitely need to clear up their passing lanes just a little bit. The Mammoths are getting a lot of capitalization on just disruption here, and they're doing a nice job of taking advantage of those opportunities. But Wilds comes in to score another goal, bringing their lead up by 2.
It's a great job here by Wild. Sees the misplay by Potato. Just hits it home there for another goal. Great start for the Eagles so far. 3-1 lead, but there's still plenty of Rocket League left to be played. Not even halfway done with this game. As Stealth gets a great win off the kickoff. Potato going to try and dribble this one up the field. Has a great chance for a second touch, but Thrift denies it. And Potato really just needs somebody else on his team to help him out offensively.
Thrift took that ball away and played it around one of the members of the Mammoths. Now has it here in the corner. Potato's trying to steal the ball away. Not Earth comes in to try and help out as well. They do have someone. Not Earth does manage to take the ball away, gets a shot over towards the goal, but it does land right in front of Wilds, who now has it past, is taking it up the side and dribbles it around yet another member of the Mammoths.
Oh, Wilds, what an air dribble. Drops it right in front of the net, but Not Earth with a huge clear now racing down. Just has to get that ball around Stealth, but Stealth's not going to allow that to happen. Even gets it around Static, and now it's a great opportunity for the Eagles to add one more here. As Thrift looks to center it up, not quite able to find it. Potato dribbling down the field, wide open net. He scores.
Overcommitting on those goal-scoring opportunities and not leaving someone at the midfield to be ready to retreat back for the Eagles could be their Achilles heels here. Hopefully they manage to clear that up and do not allow open goal opportunities like that to continue. Otherwise, I feel like the Mammoths, though they may not be as high a rank, will still take advantage of every opportunity they are given.
Ooh, Thrift off the kickoff gets a nice little win there. Not Earth, second touch. Shot on net, turned away by Stealth, and the Eagles looking to rally here. Stealth gets the ball upfield.
They played around one of the members of the Mammoths, pass it over to Wilds, who now has to play out two members, and it is shot away there by Potato. It does end up with Stealth, who plays it around another member of the Mammoths there. It gets spiked high. Thrift now has an opportunity to get possession, but it ends up with Potato again, who plays it around Stealth, who unfortunately missed it in mid-flight there, as Static plays it around a couple members of the Eagles.
Potato cleared, denied by Thrift. Stealth with a great shot, and Wilds redirects it. What an insane redirect here by Wilds to get this, make 4-2 lead.
That was beautiful. We did see there Not Earth was trying to elevate to stop that ball from going in, just did not have enough speed to do it. Coming from a dead stop can be difficult. As we go into our next kickoff, Thrift gets a touch, but it is going to be shot towards the Eagles goal by Potato. It does get turned away by Wilds and sent right back over to Thrift in the air in front of the Eagles goal. It's dropped down into the corner now. Not Earth trying to get some possession on it, with Potato following up to help them out and centering the ball up to in front of the goal.
Wilds looking for a clear, not quite able to find it. Not Earth trying to dribble it, holds on to the boost, takes a shot, gets it past both members. Oh, Potato shot just a bit too high. Great chance there for the Mammoths, weren't able to capitalize. 90 seconds left, and Stealth missed what would have been a great insurance goal for the Eagles.
We do now see the Mammoths trying to turn this one around. They get a shot, clearing it all the way over towards the side of the Eagles, but Thrift grabbing the boost and taking up the corner, tries to clear it, gets shot back towards the goal. Now we do have Stealth managing to get another clear over towards the side of the Mammoths, not Earth sending it right back. Another shot on goal is going to be a little bit too high. Protea's going to get pushed away from their ball possession there, allowing Static to get possession of the ball in front of their own goal.
Stealth, 1 minute left, trying to dribble out the clock. Misses on it though, not Earth. Gonna put it up for Potato. One more hit would get it in, and Wilds with a great deflect to build some space here. Stealth now dribbling up. It's a 3-on-1, making it a 3-on-0 after the demo. But Stealth ends up clipping his own teammate, throws Thrift offline, and the Eagles are not able to convert on this goal. Still trying to complete some clock though, is not Earth, and Thrift tied up in the corner, but Static makes a great stop.
We now have Static trying to take the ball up the side, but Wilds disrupts that, getting a nice shot on goal that is going to be stopped by Not Earth. It's now just bouncing in the midfield, allowing Potato to get a shot to clear it in front of the Eagles' goal. It is staved, though, by Stealth.
Potato in the corner, loses the dribble. Demo comes out onto Not Earth, up off the wall. Last chance here for the Mammoths in game one. They're not going to be able to get it done here. Ball still on that blue side, but time just not on their side. Static plays one off the backboard, one last chance to at least get a goal. It will not connect. Ball will just roll all the way down. It will be kept alive, nearly put in the net of the Mammoths, but the Eagles will come out on top and win game number one.
That's one of what could possibly be a 7-game series, though, so let's see if they can keep that lead.
Don't forget, if going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We've seen that so far with the Eagles, a new team. So far, have come out very, very strong. And they've gotten even better just from last week alone, and that was a very, very hard week last week. We mentioned a full stack A group. Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. Shout out to all the coaches, and if you're watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs yet, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Game two coming up here in just a little bit. And Nerdy, I mean, what would you tell the Mammoths? They had some bright spots there, but it felt like outside of Potato, Static and Not Earth kind of struggled to get going offensively.
I mean, the Mammoths have kind of like the essential skills down. They definitely prevent open goal opportunities. Their rotations are very clean, but they need to be disrupting the Eagles' pathing just a bit more. I feel like the Eagles had a lot more side control, a lot more possession of the ball throughout the course of that first series. And here, if the Mammoths just, honestly, you don't even need to go for all the demolitions. Just go for boops and bumps to just make sure that the Eagles don't have the easiest time maintaining possession of that ball. They were doing it to them. Eagles were doing it to the Mammoths already. So if the Mammoths return the favor, I feel like this next game will go more in their favor.
I thought the Mammoths has a couple of great chances. As you mentioned, those demos were huge. We haven't seen as many Esports Tower teams pick up on the demo so far in the fall, but it can be a very, very tricky thing to pull off. One miss or one bad demo, and you're actually out of rotation. We talk about it all the time. A good demo is worth it. A bad demo is never worth it. But we're looking to go here into game number two. Eagles and Mammoths, our first highlight match of week two. New format here in the row if you are just joining us, allowing us to showcase a lot more teams than you might see in a bracket, and also get some matchups that we might not always see in a bracket format. Right now it is the Eagles and the Mammoths here in game number two. Is Not Earth looking to dribble this one up the field, looking for a pass. It's stolen away by Stealth. Potato racing over there, trying to get to the ball. Misses on it, though. Static not able to corral it either. It's a wide open net for the Eagles. Potato has to retreat, hits the crossbar, but somehow this ball has not gone in the back of the net. Hits the crossbar again, and it looks like the Eagles miss a golden opportunity.
Stealth tried to corral it one more time to get another shot in. It did get shot down, though, by Potato here by the Mammoths. Unfortunately, Not Earth will go down to Thrift over on the side, so they're down one player here now on this front assault. Thrift manages to clear the ball over towards the side of the Mammoths to Not Earth, though, who's going to take it back up through the mid. It does hit the ceiling, allowing Stealth to get possession of it yet again, with Potato elevating to save that shot on goal from Stealth.
Static driving up the field, one-on-one versus Thrift. Thrift has a nice challenge. Static out of boost, looking for something to refuel, not able to find it. Ball cleared all the way down to Not Earth in the corner. Now looking to elevate here, take a shot on a wide open net.
Nice.
The Mammoths score first.
This was such a nice job by Not Earth. They played it around Thrift with just a little touch from their tire, and it goes in. That was beautiful.
Mammoths with the early 1-0 lead. See if they can hold on to it this time. Off the kickoff, you see a little bit of a cheat from both teams here. The Eagles win this one cleanly. Wild just going to rip a shot. Protato makes a fantastic save. Thrift wants to keep the pressure on. Great little angle there. Not Earth not able to make a stop on it. As Stealth now centers it up for a teammate. Wild racing in. Not Earth, though, easily wins that race of the ball.
Thrift comes in, managing to snipe the ball away, spiking it high above the Eagles' goal, allowing their teammates to retreat and add some assistance to them. Now Earth is going to elevate and try and play it around a couple members here of the Eagles. We do see Stealth, though, takes it away in mid-flight. Static and Protato will gang up and take it away, though, when the ball hits the ground. Thrift gets a shot, clearing past that midfield stripe, but Not Earth sends it right back towards the Eagles' goal.
Ooh, Not Earth had an opportunity. Stealth barely got a nose on it. Static capitalizing on the hesitation from the Mammoths, but he didn't have anyone on the follow-up. Protato gets bumped out of the way, ends up bumping into Not Earth. Protato's able to recover in time. There's that demos we've been talking about. Thrift gets one.
Oh!
Wilds gets another one, but Protato's still able to make a save. I don't know how the Mammoths are holding on to the lead right now.
That was like 5 seconds in total where there was only 2 people and maybe one where there was 1 person on the field, and to survive that, the Mammoths had to definitely be sweating just a tiny bit. They managed to do it, though, and Stealth gets another shot on goal, and Protato's going to turn it away. My apologies, Not Earth turned it away, and now it is high in the air. I'm still in front of the Mammoths' goal, though, so they need to get this ball cleared, and Protato does just that.
Wild's able to pinch it, put it right back onto the orange side. Static and Not Earth both try and save it. They double commit. The Eagles, meanwhile, double commit for a shot. They both hit off the crossbar. Wilds has to keep it alive near midfield with that full tank of gas. Plays it off the wall. Nice little pinch there, but Protato going to be able to corral this one and should be able to look for a clear, but he actually misses on it, allowing Thrift one opportunity.
Static gets another touch on it as we see a demo come out from, it looks like that was Thrift, I believe. Nope. It was not Thrift. Yeah, it was Thrift who took out one of the members of the Mammoths here to allow this goal to be completely opened up for that equalizer goal. We have 2 minutes left. That took a while for both sides to get this score where it is right now.
It's been a defensive match for sure. The Mammoths in particular, and as I say that, their defense collapses right off the kickoff, and Stealth puts it in with a great little maneuver.
I'm sorry, Mammoth. I feel like we might have done that to you. I hope you get this next goal easily. Caster Curse our thing, we apologize.
It's just a great kickoff. Yeah, we have not had the best luck at the Esports Tower with our Caster Curse. See if the Mammoths can make up for the voodoo against them, but Stealth gets a great shot, bounces right over Not Earth. And just like that, the Eagles have a 2-goal lead.
That had to have been like 50% luck there and 20% skill. Not Earth almost was high enough to prevent that from going in, but that was almost a snipe shot from the midfield off the wall, so nicely done.
Eagles looking like they're now in command of this game. Off the kickoff, wow.
What?
I didn't think that was going to score. Wow. Just, all right. That's just an insane angle. Static getting boost. I didn't think that had the right angle to go on net. I guess it did. And I think in 16 seconds, the Eagles have gone from a 1-1 game to a 4-1 game. Just really showing the potential this team's going to have in future Rumbles.
They must be pros at math. That's all I have to say about that one. As we have Wilds now trying to battle it around 2 members of the Mammoths. It does get cleared away. A shot on goal there from Stealth will get turned away by Not Earth. Another shot on goal will be saved by the crossbar, allowing Not Earth to take it up the side. Thrift is there, though, to steal the ball away and pass it to Stealth, who now plays it off the wall to themselves. Has a shot on goal because of the demolition that came out from Wilds, bringing our score to 5-1.
Eagles have really embraced this demolition. You see Wilds immediately knows what he has to do. It's look for that demo. Stealth beats Static with a nice little one-on-one ankle break. And just cannot, wrap my head around how fast this game has got out of hand for the Mammoths. And it's all off these kickoffs that the Eagles are consistently winning. They get another one there. Ball takes an awkward hop, forces Not Earth to make a save. Stealth looking for the center over to Wilds, but Not Earth this time with a great little clear.
Thrift does manage to steal it away there as we see a demolition also come out onto Static from Not Earth. We've got the ball here over on the side of the Eagles. Protato trying to play it around Wilds. It does get stolen away by Thrift, though, from that shot on goal. Now Thrift plays it around Static at the midfield. Wilds is going to bounce it off the wall, but Not Earth will play it back to the midfield here. Still in possession, however, of the Eagles.
Oh, Thrift and Wilds both not able to get on that ball. There's a great shot that does come out from the Eagles. Under a minute left, and they look like they are in complete control of game 2 here as well. In this best of 7, as there's 30 seconds left, Potato makes a fantastic save, trying to do everything he can to get the Mammoths at least one more goal before this ends. Triple commit comes out from the Eagles, but it really does not matter. They have all of this pressure. Thrift with a nice bicycle to keep it alive does get demoed by Potato. It looks like it's just going to land right in front of Stealth, and he'll clear it away with 10 seconds left. See if either team can score. There's another demo. Thrift going to take a final shot from midfield, looking for the double tap off the wall, but the follow-up shot just goes wide of the net. And this ball will touch the ground and end game 2 with the Eagles coming out on top.
Perhaps the Mammoths took a page out of multiple players' books here with the, okay, this is a runaway score here. We have a best of 7 series. Let's not gas ourselves out on this one. And instead of trying to go full bore and, equalize that goal, because, I mean, 4 goals to get back after that many were scored so fast is difficult for any team to accomplish, in my opinion. And so perhaps the Mammoths were really just using that as an opportunity to reset their mental a little bit and are planning to come back swinging in this next match. I really hope that they do and they clean up those kickoffs. But the Eagles had a lot of double commits, so I wonder if the Mammoths will start to take advantage of that in this next one.
Yeah, and I think the Mammoths, for the first, 3 minutes of that game, it was played spectacularly. They had that 1-0 lead. They were clinging on to it. So there's definitely some bright spots for this Mammoths roster that has a lot of new players as well to the Esports Tower, and all of them making their first Rumble appearance last week. So 2 really new teams. I mean, the Mammoths, an old name here, probably have some, older coaches helping them out as opposed to the Eagles, who might have some new coaches involved. But I think, yeah, the Mammoths definitely can come out swinging here. It is a game of attrition. Again, this is a best of 7 series that these teams are kind of in a weird spot because since they're all new players, they're not used to the old format. So maybe the best of 7 is just like a shrug of the shoulders. But in teams like the Barracudas and the Swerve that we might see later, I can see this best of 7 really being taxing. So we'll kick off game number 3 here between the Eagles and the Mammoths. Once again, though, it is Thrift off the kickoff with an insane win. Stealth just barely misses, cheating up for a goal, but the pressure is all on the Mammoth side right now as Wild tries to turn this one away. It's still in front of the net, and it finally gets cleared away. And now it's a wide open net for the Mammoths.
We had all 3 members of the Mammoths in the goal there, which is not something you really want to be seeing. However, all 3 members of the Eagles were there too, so the opportunity for them to prevent a clear from coming from the Mammoths is difficult in that situation, and Potato took advantage of that. Nicely done.
These kickoffs, though, where everything has gone wrong. Thrift again gets a great touch. It's bouncing towards the net. Static has to defend that one and now looks to carry it up the field. Stealth with the nice intercept of the pass, but Static will sneak it past him.
Stealth is coming back in to get possession of the ball. Not Earth will steal it away, though. It is in front of the Mammoths goal with 2 members colliding right in front of it. Wilds now has it, is playing it back towards their own goal. We do see that Thrift will take out Potato. Wilds now going for the aerial play, crossing the midfield stripe. Static, though, will boop them when they hit the ground, making them lose possession, but Thrift is there to follow up and now is dribbling towards the goal of the Mammoths.
A great little move there by Thrift. Ends up getting the ball stolen away from them anyway, though, as Wilds looks to dunk it on net. Thrift with a follow-up. Stealth one more time. All 3 defended. Great job by the Mammoths holding on to this lead as they look to make a play here. Look like they're going to have to wait, though, as Static tries to clear it out. Thrift steals it away. Not Earth this time. Looking for a clear. Gets a nice little touch. Wilds comes racing in, though. Shot is wide of the net. Couple of bumps and demos, though, and Stealth misses a wide open net off the upper crossbar, but the ball is still in a very dangerous spot. Can the Mammoths clear it? Finally, they do.
Potato gets that clear, but it is turned right back by Thrift, who's going for the double tap with them for themselves. It does bounce off quite a few members, and it looks like it's going to roll into the goal on its own from the clear from Potato.
Wow. Potato ends up just kind of sandwiching it into the crossbar. And it just kind of rolls across the map. I mean, you mentioned, Nerdy, the Eagles double commits. They're just really triple committing on offense. That's the second wide open goal they've allowed in this game.
They're also causing a fair bit of anxiety between the 2 of us now. I really hope that starts cleaning up a bit. Otherwise, our voices are going to be gone even before the second game here as we see Stealth try to spike the ball into the net. It does get stolen away, though, by Potato. Now, Wilds has it in the air, drops it down in front of the goal, and after just cutting at that ball with the back tire. Stealth manages to score the first goal for the Eagles.
What a fantastic goal here from Stealth. Just barely redirects it. Nobody's there. This game is far from over. Despite the Mammoths' early 2-0 lead, the Eagles have been dominating, it feels like, side control, as Thrift wins another kickoff. He is unstoppable right now. Wild's going to retreat, look to just kind of lob this one down to the orange side. Demo comes out, double commit on the ball. It's a wide open net if Stealth could get there. His shot just not quick enough.
Not Earth does turn it away with a little bit of help there from Potato. We have Wild spike it down in front of the net. Potato saved that one. Thrift now has it, is taking it into the center of the field, dribbling it in the air over one member of the Mammoths and dropping it down for Thrift to come in for the follow-up shot, bringing our score to 2-2.
Thrift has been dominating this series. Look at that. The flip reset to juke out two members of the Mammoths. There's nothing you can do on that one. Mammoths started out strong, starting to falter here in the early stages of the first half of this game. As Wilds comes racing in, Potato gets a small touch. There's Thrift once again over to Wilds. Ball bounces off the backboard. Thrift shot barely turned away by Static. Stealth, though, still has possession. Static, though, once again with a great defensive stop.
Static does lose possession, though, thanks to that little corner on where the wall meets the ground, allowing Thrift and Wilds to assist one another to bring them to their third goal here with just a little over 2 minutes left.
The Eagles apparently are a second half team. I don't think their coaches will be happy about them continuously spotting leads to the Mammoths, but somehow they keep coming back. Here's this kickoff again. Ooh, the double demo and nobody hit the ball. Have not seen that before. Crazy little kickoff. It still somehow results with Thrift dribbling the ball onto the other side, and Stealth scores it. That was just a crazy sequence.
I think that might have been actually a plan there from the side of the Eagles, knowing Thrift was not in the position to be the initial one to get the touch on the ball for the kickoff. So they're just like, all right, we'll just take out the other person from the other side that's going to be going for the kickoff touch and let Thrift end up with the ball anyway.
See if it is Thrift's turn. It is, and just such a clean win on the kickoff. Nothing the Mammoths can do, and this just sets the tone already with a 2-goal lead. Trying to set it up for Wilds. He was kind of in an awkward spot. Ball gets cleared down this time, though. Wilds smartly going to be able to retreat here, and the Eagles should be able to set up defensively if the Mammoths can get an opportunity, but Stealth will deny all of that.
Stealth now has the ball, trying to drop it down into the corner. It's disrupted, though, by Potato, who takes it away. It is still ending up with Thrift regardless of that, bringing them another goal here, and their score up by 3.
Look at Thrift, just a great little spin. Of course, now the question is for the Mammoths, is Thrift the one going to be taking the kickoff? Doesn't look like that position he will be, so maybe a chance here. It's actually Wilds who gets a great little win off a nice pinch maneuver. Static has to retreat, and the Mammoths should look to get a clear here, but Thrift, just being a thorn in their side, steals it away and denying any sort of clear.
We had 4 members, 2 from each side there in the corner. Ultimately, Wilds will end up with it, playing it off the ceiling. Loses possession, though, mid-dribble in the air, allowing Static to take it up the side. They lose their dribble as well, and it's still over here on the side of the Eagles. Potato's taking it up. It does bounce off that back wall to the mid. Potato, though, trying to chase down Wilds before it gets to the goal. Wilds with the double touch there will get the 6th goal for the Eagles.
Everybody on the Eagles, I do believe, has 2 goals now. Great sharing of the possession, sharing of the shots, a 6-2 lead. And despite the Mammoths, who have now in 2 straight games started out incredibly fast, leading the way here is Thrift. Gets a great win, but Potato follows it up perfectly. Maybe an opportunity here for the Mammoths. Oh, demo there by Wilds. He's racing upfield, looking to maybe get a cherry pick off, but unfortunately his teammates weren't able to pass the ball to him. He'll pinch it off the wall, but he'll kind of lose his dribble and just fall harmlessly down to the ground.
We do see Not Earth come in and take out Thrift, so one of the major threats is gone for 3 seconds. Potato gets a clear to the mid. Wild sends it right back into the corner now, trying to battle it away from Potato. Thrift, though, comes back off the respawn and scores the 7th goal of this round.
Thrift with their 3rd goal of this game. A nice little hat trick for them. But dominating this series, really, for the Eagles. And this Eagles team is a team that looks, once you give them a few weeks, Nerdy, I mean, of course, with the new format, we might not see them always play against the Ghosts or the Barracudas. But this looks like an Eagles team that could definitely be in the upper echelon of our esports tower teams very, very quickly.
I don't doubt that. However, I feel like if they can if the Mammoths can manage to capitalize on a lot of the double commits that we see coming out from the Eagles, the opportunity for this to be a learning point for the Mammoths will be huge here. And the Eagles, if they keep that up, may not survive against the Ghosts and the Barracudas.
That is a great point. We've seen them make a couple of. I mean, they're still all in on offense, but they are not quite able to always convert. That's how the 2 goals went in. Oh, not Earth with a great little kickoff there. That's something else I think the Mammoths will definitely have the VOD to work on. The kickoffs have been a little bit rough at times, and that has allowed. Now I think every member of the Eagles to pick up a hat trick, which is not something you always see. It's usually 1 or 2 players getting all the goals. Everybody on the Eagles, Nerdy, I believe, has 3 goals.
Sharing the love. I mean, it shows they're not all ball hogs, which is a good thing. You don't want to be that person in a team sport. And as we go into the next kickoff, it's Thrift yet again winning that one, sending it into the corner. As the clock ticks down, we've got 6 seconds left. It's going to be spiked into the corner on the side of the Eagles. 2 seconds remaining. Now it just has a matter of the ball hitting the ground, but it looks like Stealth is trying to keep it alive. Thrift dribbling it off their hood, and a follow-up there from Wilds. We do see a demo come out onto Wilds, however. Surf spikes the ball high at the mid, allowing Stealth to come in. They do get booped around just a little bit, though, and I believe, yes, the ball finally rests on the ground.
Eagles 3-0 lead here in this series, and we talk about going at it alone can only get you so far. You have to blow up your teaming skills. How about every member of the Eagles each getting 3 goals? I don't think we have seen in the Esports Tower a triple hat trick, 1 from each player in a single game. That is just how much the teaming for the Eagles was on display in that game. They have come incredibly far from just the first time we saw them last week. The Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. And I'd like to give a shout out to all of the coaches. If you're watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs yet, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. Heading here to game 4, the Eagles looking for a sweep in our first highlight match of the night. We'll see what the Mammoths have to say about that, because there's been some bright spots for the Mammoths. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to put together a complete game. It's been about a good 2-minute start, and then everything sort of just falls apart around them.
One thing I mentioned was the fact that we see the Mammoths a lot of time, like all of them grouping up in the goal together. However, it's a little difficult to avoid that happening when all of the Eagles like to do the same thing when they're on the offense there. So they need to find a way to create an opportunity to allow one of their members to spread out just a little bit more, possibly just go for the demolition of someone who's in your goal if you're one of the teammates of the Mammoths, and then take those 3 seconds to rotate out towards the midfield and give your team a little bit of extra opportunity to go for a clear.
See if the Mammoths can capitalize on the Eagles' mistakes. As Nerdy pointed out, the Eagles have had a lot of double commits, a lot of triple commits. So far, haven't been punished too much. The Mammoths did get a couple of wide open goals in Game 2 and Game 3. Is for the first time, Thrift off the kickoff ends up getting beat to the ball by a player on the Mammoths, and that sets the Mammoths up in a great position here to score the game's first goal. Potato almost squeaks it in there. Ball just a bit too wide. It immediately gets cleared back down to the orange side. Stealth, though, can't get a centering pass to a teammate.
We do have Not Earth played around Wilds, trying to stop the ball here in the corner, allowing Potato to pick it up, who's going to try and center it up. Just not enough momentum on it to get a nice shot over to their teammates, allowing Stealth to take it up. With Thrift, as we see a demolition come out onto Not Earth in the goal. Now Potato trying to save this ball, sends it into the corner.
Thrift, a nice little pinch off the wall, sends Potato chasing for it, but it's Static who gets a touch on it. Oh, they wanted the pass to Wilds. Just wasn't quite at the right angle. Wilds with a nice 50 dunk right over a member of the Mammoths. Still so much side control for the Eagles. Static looking for a clear. Able to get it as we see a couple of misses on the ball.
We've got Wilds coming up from the back there, managing to get it across the midfield stripe again with a little help from Thrift, sending it in front of the goal. It's centered up. Can Static use this as an opportunity to get a shot on goal? They do, but Stealth is waiting there and sends it away to the side.
Not Earth, nice little pinch. Ball centered up by a member of the Eagles. Thrift with a huge challenge. It's a one-on-one. Now it's a wide open net, but Thrift can't get back in time. Demo does come out off screen onto Stealth, but again, that ball is going to be staying on the orange side. Wilds gets a demo of their own. Stealth right off the respawn, takes a shot, tries to air dribble it home, but Potato makes a fantastic save to keep us in a 0-0 game.
Thrift is going to play it off the wall, though, and get the assist shot in from Wilds to bring their score up by 1. There was the save. It was beautiful, but you got to prevent the follow-up, and Thrift was wide open, had no one trying to block them off, and they used that to their advantage. However, that was more than a minute and a half, so Mammoth definitely came alive so far with their defense. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Well, a great kickoff win here for the Mammoths, putting them in a great spot. Potato trying to get a touch on it. I think Static also flew overhead. Not Earth hanging back in the goal. Should be able to make an easy save here, and does. Stealth, though, immediately launches it back to the orange side. Potato waiting, loses the dribble. Thrift going to pop it up in the air. Does anyone have the rebound? No. Static's there to deny, but Wild's right in front of the net. Scary spot there, but a huge save by Not Earth to keep his team in the game.
Now it's with Static here in the corner by the Eagles' goal. All three members of the Eagles have rotated back. Potato playing it off the wall. Unfortunately, Thrift will see it first and send it back towards the Mammoth's goal. Now we've got Stealth trying to take it up the side into the center of the field, and Static will disrupt that path.
Potato and Thrift tied up there. Thrift barely got a dunk around him. Now Wild's looking to center that ball up in front of the net, not quite able to convert. As Thrift gets a huge demo, not able to stop Potato from lobbing the ball to the blue side. Stealth corrals it, though. And Not Earth going to take a shot on an open net. Thrift just in time. A couple of great shots there from the Mammoths.
Thrift now has the ball at the mid, but we see Not Earth come in and shoot it towards the side. Potato will follow that one up. It does get taken away by one of the members of the Eagles, though. They get a shot on goal. It is going to be saved, though, by Not Earth. Now Demolition comes out onto Thrift, but despite being one man down, Stealth still finds the back of the net.
This is when the Eagles have just pulled away. It would not shock me if they score like 5 goals in the next 20 seconds. It feels like any time the clock goes under 2 minutes, the Eagles have absolutely taken control of this series. We'll see if this kickoff goes their way. They've been phenomenal on them in the first few games. Wilds with a great touch once again. Static, though, not quite able to clear it out. Stealth shot off the crossbar. Thrift trying to adjust in time. Realizes it's best just to turn around there, give it to some space, as the Mammoth's going to make some nice defensive plays.
Wilds will elevate to try and get possession of the ball. Unfortunately, they do lose it. Static was waiting on the ground, though, and got possession for their team. Not Earth now is trying to get the ball away from the members of the Eagles. They do just that. They send it to one of their teammates, but it gets taken away by Static, who has it in front of the Mammoth's goal yet again, but it does get cleared to the midfield.
Wild sets it over into the corner there. Not Earth should be able to corral it. We saw a demo come out from Potato. As Thrift barely misses on that one. Great opportunity for the Mammoth. Static centers it up, but nobody's there. And Wilds can't quite get to it either. Stealth now, has Potato land on the ball. Kind of threw him off his rhythm. We do get a demo once again from Thrift. This has been an explosive game 4. See if either team can capitalize.
Not Earth tried to dribble it in the air around a couple members there of the Eagles. Does lose their dribble. Thrift now taking the advantage here, sending it over towards the Mammoth's goal. They do lose their balance, though, and get the ball away from themselves. Thrift taking it away from Not Earth, though, right after that, as Static comes in to shoot it back towards the Eagles' goal.
Wild off the wall there, looking for another goal, and they're going to find it. Great job there by Wild to score that one.
We've got 29 seconds, might as well be 30 seconds left on the clock here. The Eagles definitely slowed down on their pace here for scoring goals in the last 2 minutes, which is nice to see. The Mammoths still at that 0, though. Let's see if they can make a goal off this first kickoff. They need to get one within the next 15 seconds or so if they want to have a chance of bringing this game into overtime or winning it out. And as I say that, Stealth brings the Eagles up by 1 more goal.
It's a great job from Stealth from midfield. Just kind of lobs one on net. Static tries to get to it, but that is great placement right at the top of the crossbar. And maybe the Eagles aren't done scoring yet. 23 seconds. Stealth and Static do collide into each other, but it's Thrift's turn, and we know how scary they can be with the ball. This one gets stolen away from them, though. Wild's trying to keep it alive. Just 15 seconds left, but Potato with a nice little pass across the field.
We do have Stealth trying to take it off the wall and centering it up off that back wall to Thrift, whose shot is just saved by the crossbar a little bit. Wild's trying to elevate and get possession of the ball. It does get hit off the back wall and dropping to hit the ground at the last second.
The Eagles will win that game and win the series. So a 4-0 win for the Eagles in our first highlight match of the night. And I thought the Eagles played phenomenally, Nerdy. I think that the Mammoths, they had small bright spots. Give them a couple weeks of coaching. I think they'll be able to put it all together.
I'm excited to see what the Mammoths will bring to the table. And really hoping to see more improvement from the Eagles in the future, because if they're looking to make it into that, upper echelon level of gameplay with the Esports Tower teams, they definitely need to clean up on a lot of those triple commits. A lot of the times we saw them score goals, unless it was off the kickoff from Thrift, it was all three members in the goal on the other side of the field, which is not something you want to be doing.
Well, we will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a highlight match that's been sort of a budding rivalry in the Esports Tower. It's the Barracuda and the Swerve. Who will come out on top in our next highlight match? Don't go anywhere and find out after this commercial break.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Welcome into this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble, broadcasting it live from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We have our new format this week. We're after the group stage. We've seen the teams for some best of 7 highlight matches to be able to get a look at everybody in the Esports Tower. And, apologies to one of the teams we're going to see, but we have seen a lot of them, and that is the Barracudas, who are taking on maybe a bit of a rival for them here. It's Fish and Nerdy calling all of the action. It's Barracudas and the Swerve. The Barracudas face some very stiff competition in a stacked Group A that had the Ghost and Forsyth Central and the Eagles team that we just saw dominate the Mammoths, while the Swerve had a undefeated record in Group B, looking to end out the win as maybe the best team from Group B. And we've seen this matchup a lot. Of course, we do have a new Barracudas team, Nerdy, with only Quez, the remaining member. So who are you leaning towards here as we get ready for this highlight match?
That's difficult, because I feel like when we began this series originally in the fall last year, we had the Barracudas as kind of like the top team, and then when the Swerve was formulated, we saw them as the Barracudas rivalry, and that might be a story that we created ourselves that ended up coming to fruition here a little bit. I have to say, though, if I'm leaning more towards one side, it's going to be the Swerve, and that's nothing against the side of the Barracudas, but I feel like that team's had just a little bit more time together as a unit. Whereas, as you mentioned, the Barracudas, Quez is the member of the team that we've seen more consistently and is probably the in-game lead, so to speak, but being able to play around Quez is a key factor to that team's dynamic and success, and if they have not had enough time to do that and don't play well together yet as a full unit, that might be the kind of final nail in the coffin for them against the Swerve.
Have to see what happens. Of course, before we get into the game, we can throw it over to Doc's keys of the game and let everybody know exactly what they need to do, because we saw some of these pop up in this Eagles and Mammoth series, and that is create mistakes, which I think is something the Mammoths did incredibly well. Punish the overcommit. Don't overstay. We still need to beat that one into the head of the Eagles. I think, though, the Barracudas, especially with Quez, will not have to fall into that one. And bump and demo to disrupt. Like I said, the Esports Tower teams have sometimes been a bit hesitant, but when teams have fully embraced the demo, they have had some fantastic results. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure, and you'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And I think we're ready to jump into our second highlight match of the night with the Barracudas taking on the Swerve in what looks to be a fantastic series. Both these teams in separate groups looked impressive, looking ready for this best of 7. And these were the teams that are so used to the old Rumble formats already, the best of 3 and then the best of 5, especially for the Barracudas who are in the final so often, that maybe a best of 7 could be something that will take a bit of adjusting for these two teams in particular.
If either one of these two teams goes in, like, full pedal to the floor right at the very beginning of this, expecting to just, get the 4 game and end it there with a complete sweep, we might see by game 4 the reverse start to happen with the other team not having, completely mentally gas themselves right away, being able to take advantage of the exhaustion coming out, because as you mentioned, this is a new format with 7 games in total, and that's a lot to handle, so let's hope that no one overcommits in the beginning and is able to, be ready to play a full 7-game series here.
See what happens between the Barracuda and the Swerve. You said the Barracuda is a fresh team besides Quez. Swerve also have some new talent as well. Rob on the member of the Barracudas. Does look like need to flip the sides there as the Barracudas are in orange. As Drob looks to pass it over to a teammate, Adrift Lemming not quite able to score that one, and now Cran wants to dribble it upfield. Quez making a fantastic save. Oh, barely able to get another one there from Adrift Lemming.
We've got Crazy Cat trying to get the ball away from Lemming, but they are just a little bit too slow. A shot on goal will unfortunately be a little bit too far to the side there. Quez coming back in to maintain the side control for the side of the Barracudas now. Has an opportunity to get a shot on goal, is trying to carry it in, but it hits that crossbar with one of their teammates be able to follow it up. Lemmings takes another shot, and it bounces off that back wall twice.
Sunky trying to get this ball out of the Swerve's end. Centered up here from Drob over to Quez. They run into each other, though. And that really ruined a great play there for the Barracudas.
We do see Crazy Cat get a save there, but Drob is waiting and has the opportunity to slow the ball down. It gets sent away, though, back to the mid as Lemmings gets a shot on goal that's turned away by Sunky.
Griff Lemming still trying to back into this one. Doesn't have any boost. And it does look like Cran will bump him away, but it's Quez who steals it away, and who else but Quez scores the first goal for the Barracudas.
Took a little bit longer than what we're used to seeing from Quez, but they did eventually get that nice shot that they were waiting for. There's quite a few times where they hit the crossbar, and pretty sure they got a little bit frustrated, but they managed to clear that one up. As we go into the next kickoff, we do see it get shot over to the side where Quez is able to pick it up. It now is in front of the goal for the Swerve here, and unfortunately it does get turned away by Sunky. Lemmings is there waiting for an opportunity to get a follow-up shot, but Drove, using the assist from Lemmings, finds the second goal for the Barracudas.
New Barracudas roster, same results, dominating here. And I like what they've done with this roster. Drov, a member of the Lynx who had an insane rumble a few weeks ago, now fitting in just nicely here as we see this kickoff just gets blasted off by Drov. An insane cheat off the kickoff. Quez looking to make it 3. That was a slick little play.
That setup was beautiful. Honestly, I feel like that's, had Quez been just a little bit closer and the ball a little bit closer to the wall there, that might have not gone in. That was a perfect angle setup there, bringing the score for the Barracudas up to 3.
See, off that kickoff, Quez ends up corralling it here. Does look like it's going to be taken by a member of the Swerve. Haven't seen too much from them offensively yet, and now we might see it as Crazy Cat puts the Swerve on the board.
You still have 3 minutes left here. Enough time for the Swerve to bring it back and get 2 extra goals here to bring the score 3-3. They just need to make sure they do not leave that net wide open. They've been doing a great job thus far. Let's see how this next kickoff goes, and it does look like the Swerve will win that one, but Lemmings is trying to get possession here off the wall. It unfortunately goes over their hood, and Drop now in the goal. Gets played around by Sunky, and the Swerve find their second goal.
Sunky, another member of the Esports Tower who has been around for what feels like forever, gets just a fantastic little goal right off the hit from Drop. Almost accidentally. I think Drop just kind of was in the right place at the right time. Couldn't make the second save, though. Just like that, it's 3-2. Huge kickoff win there for Quez. Crazy Cat with a bicycle to kill the ball's momentum. Now Cran, great play off the side wall, looking to take a shot on an open net, but Quez gets back in time, makes a fantastic save, and now looks to push the ball up the field.
They're going to play it off that corner, hopefully find a centering pass to one of their teammates, but they unfortunately get juked out there by one of the members of the Swerve in the goal. It's now sending it all the way back towards the Barracuda's goal. It is saved by Lemmings. However, Sunky is trying to maintain the side control here for the side of the Swerve as Crazy Cat collides with Drav in the corner.
Oh, shot from the Swerve barely misses, hits just above the crossbar. Adrift Lemming looking for the clear, not quite able to find it. Gonna pop that ball up in the air. Quez racing in off the back post. Adrift Lemming and Drop both trying to take the shot. Neither are able to find it. And now it's Crazy Cat's turn. Runs out of boost, however, and that's an easy stop for Quez. Is now Drop looking for a play off the pass from Quez. Not quite able to get there as we do get a double demolition. So it's a 2-on-2 for a brief moment.
Adrift Lemming spikes the ball high there at the midfield. Crazy Cat comes in and gets a shot on goal. However, it's turned away there by Drov, stopping it down right in the corner. Now they're going to take it across the midfield in the air and is disrupted by Cran there in mid-flight, sending it to the corner.
Adrift Lemming looking for a touch there, not quite able to get it. Now going to take a long shot down. Oh, great play by Adrift Lemming. Soloed the whole way. And they got their team a 2-goal lead.
They had to play it around 2 members of the Swerve there, all on their own. Nicely done as we go into this next kickoff now. See if the Swerve are able to win this one. And it looks like it was won by the Swerve, but it hit off one of the hoods of the Barracudas, so possession ultimately ends up with the Swerve there as they're sending it back over towards now the Barracudas' goal, forcing them all to retreat. Adrift Lemmings comes in, and Sunky with a shot on goal. It gets turned away by Quez.
Adrift Lemming looking to carry this one up. Maybe another spectacular solo goal, but this one's stolen away. Maybe it's Drov's turn now, looking for a pass over to Adrift Lemming, centered up for Quez, just a little bit too far in front. Crazy Cat makes a fantastic save. Quez will retreat, gets the full boost. Now wants to carry the ball themselves up the field, down into the corner. Can they get one more touch on it to center it for a teammate? They can! And Adrift Lemming hits it in off the crossbar.
The centering setup shot was beautiful. That's some great teamwork there. But if you're rooting for the Swerve here, you got to be hoping that they start seeing those open opportunities that the Barracudas are creating for themselves and just trying to disrupt those passing lanes just a bit more.
Kickoff here. Time started to run out on the Swerve. They probably needed a goal off that kickoff. And now Adrift Lemming is going to pick up the hat trick. As I think the Swerve just tried to all in for a goal there. You can't really fault them on that one.
You did mention that if they were looking to close this gap and have enough time to bring us into overtime, they probably needed to score a goal there. And I guess the strategy was just go full bore. But you can't overcommit all the time, and they definitely will not let themselves do that again, as we just saw. It was a nice kickoff win there by the Barracudas, but the Swerve turned it around, allowing Cran to score a goal.
It's the deficit back to 3. 38 seconds, 3 goals. We've seen it done in the Esports Tower. I think the Swerve have the players to do it. It's just going to be a very tough ask. This kickoff is imperative for the Swerve if they want to get us to overtime. Quez with a nice little tie up there. Ball gets popped up in the air over to the blue side. And now Cran racing in. Tries to make a play, but not quite able to.
Cran still has possession of the ball here. They center it up for Sunky. It does hit the top crossbar. Crazy Cat comes in to try and get it, cheat that one into the goal. Unfortunately, it does get turned away. Drob now with possession on the side of the Swerve. Has it in the corner, but all the members of the Swerve are there as well now. Drob gets booped around. Quez gets a shot on goal, and it does land in.
Just kind of bounces in here for Quez. So slow, just kind of falls down. I think Quez might have even picked up a hat trick there.
I think it might have hit off one of the members of the Swerve as well, so kind of a pseudo own goal, but we've seen it happen plenty of times. It just, if you're there or you're not, it's going to go in either way, so you can't take that one too harshly. As the clock ticks down, we're at the 3-second mark now, and all it has to do is hit the ground, and I believe it's going to. It does.
Barracudas with a dominating Game 1 performance there over the Swerve. Able to come out on top and look pretty dominant in doing so. We'll see if they can keep that up. And we talk about it all the time. Going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. This is something that the Barracudas have done well in the past with an all-new roster besides Quez, something they're going to have to work on. They did a very good job of that in game number 1. The Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. If you're watching and haven't checked out the Esports Tower clubs yet, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. And again, this feels a lot like our first series, Nerdy, where the team that lost, this time being the Swerve, had some bright moments. It's just more that the Barracudas put together the complete game, and that's why they won in such dominant fashion.
Yeah, I can't really pinpoint anything for the side of the Swerve that's really going wrong per se. Their playstyle is very clean. It's just a matter, honestly, of getting a little bit lucky. At this point, it's more a game of mistakes, and you got to start creating them yourself. They did it a couple of times. They did start bumping around the members of the Barracudas. You just got to do that more and just get in those passing lanes and not let those free aerial plays happen. You can't let Quez, especially someone who we've seen in the past, get the ball from one goal to the other, dribbling it in the air by themselves with no one even trying to touch them in mid-flight. You just got to shut that down.
Yeah, Quez has been absolutely dominant, and again was so. And I think that it was fantastic to see that Quez is really working with those new teammates. I mean, Adrift Lemming had a couple of fantastic solo plays. It was great to see them kind of just let Adrift Lemming do their thing, and also that Drob pickup did have as many goals. I think Adrift Lemming and Quez both had hat tricks, so Drob only ended up with the one. But this Barracudas roster, I think you give them a few weeks, they're going to challenge the Ghosts and Forsyth, and right now they're longtime rivals, as Nerdy said, maybe even a rivalry that we created here on the desk, because the Swerve and Barracudas just found themselves in so many high-profile games so far, trending in the Barracudas' direction. But Nerdy, as Nerdy mentioned, if you can just stop those aerial plays, if you can shut down Quez from getting free clears across the field, you should be able to get it done as we're about ready to hop into game number 2 of this best-of-7 highlight match here. We'll see if the Swerve can even up this series or if the Barracudas can take a commanding 2-0 lead. It's off the kickoff. Adrift Lemming gets a great win there. Quez waiting for it, sees their opportunity, tries to dribble it under Crazy Cat, and Sunky ends up making a great save.
There was a follow-up save there from Crazy Cat as well, so nicely done on both of them. Sunky now with a shot on goal. It's going to be a little bit too far to one side. It does get cleared away by one of the members of the Barracudas. Crazy Cat now retreating, trying to prevent the ball from being right in front of the goal. It is there, though, with a shot from Drove. It did hit that crossbar. Drove now sending it back towards their own goal. I believe Quez now trying to take it up off the back wall. It's going to be disrupted by Cran with a shot on goal coming out from Crazy Cat, and another shot coming out from Cran as well, and a demolition coming out on one of the members of the Swerve.
Quez and Draw both dribbling up the field. Couple of risky double commits there as Adrift Lemming just soars over the ball. Would have been a great opportunity, so a miss there. We'll see if Drob can redeem his teammate. It's right in front of the net, and again, who else but Quez puts the Barracudas on the board first.
Demo Quez. If that is what you have to do when they're on the offensive push here, when they got two members on your side of the field, Swerve, if you have to just demo Quez, just do it. And Quez, my apologies in advance if we spend a lot of time of the matches in the future looking at the respawn screen.
Drift Lemming also has been pretty spectacular, but now it's a chance here for the Swerve until Crazy Cat kind of just bailed on that ball. I don't know if they were trying to pass it back to a teammate or what that was. That just looked kind of weird. And so now Barracudas will pop it up in the air. It's Adrift Lemming looking for another goal. They were great in game 1 off the crossbar, and it's an own goal, unfortunately, for the Swerve.
There was someone else there in the in this flight path that happened, so I feel like had that member of the Swerve not been there, Drove would have just kind of cheeked in a little bit and gotten the goal anyway. So it happens. It's okay as we go into the next kickoff. You still have plenty of time to redeem yourself, but Drove wins that one. It's now high in the air line. Quez to take it and is now flying across the field trying to drop it down. Lemmings will get a touch on it, and with that, the Barracudas will find their third goal.
What a crazy team play here. Quez just realizes, oh, I got a teammate right behind me. They fall off the ball. Nobody's expecting a Drift Lemming to take that shot. Wow, the Barracudas with an early statement here. We're not even 90 seconds into the game, and they already have a 3-0 lead. But it's still plenty of time for the Swerve to come back as Cran loses the dribble up the field. Now it's up to Quez to corral this ball. Looking for a teammate, Drov's down there. It's kind of flicking on net, but it's wide.
We do have Lemmings, though, for the follow-up. It does get turned away by one of the members of the Swerve. Drov stops it from going completely across the field, but a shot does come out from Crazy Cat that's turned away by Quez. We now have Quez heading over towards the Swerve's goal, waiting for an opportunity as Lemmings brings the ball up, but Crazy Cat will send it back towards the goal of the Barracudas.
Oh, Quez with a fantastic steal. Just going to lob it down for a Drift Lemming! Oh, their shot went wide of the net. That was a fantastic play. The goal was wide open. Drov looks at one more time, but not able to find it. Drov will get a demo on the way out. Drift Lemming racing in, not quite able to find it. The Barracudas very aggressive, looking for this fourth goal.
Drov spikes the ball up to allow them to carry it in the air here towards the goal, dropping it down a little early. Sunky does manage to prevent the ball from going in. Now they're turning it around to bring it over towards the Barracudas' goal. Quez, though, runs into Sunky to prevent them from getting a shot, but Cran races in to find the back of the net for the Swerve.
The Barracudas might have given one back here. Yeah, Quez makes a save, and unfortunately, I think a Drift Lemming just kind of had a bad angle and hit that ball in. Each team now with an own goal, so we're all on level playing field in a sense. As off the kickoff, the ball gets hit down to the orange side. Sunky is there. Makes a great touch on it as Quez centers it up for a teammate. Drov kind of has to race past it, gives possession over to Cran, who ran out of boost. Still nearly makes a play before that ball gets cleared away, and now that is a wide open net for the Swerve, and Quez is going to make you pay.
I think we might be able to catch it in the replay here. Yeah, there was almost one of Sunky's teammates was there in time to get possession of the ball to allow for the follow-up shot, but a demolition, the plume of smoke happened, so Quez took advantage and scored that fourth goal. Now going into this next kickoff, let's see who will win it out. Looks like the Barracudas will, and Lemmings will get a nice clear over towards the Swerve goal.
Ball gets cleared all the way back to the blue side. Crazy Cat has a chance. Huge demo in front of the net, and Cran will capitalize. We talked about those bump and demos, and that's the one that allows the Swerve to get this baby out within 2 goals.
2 minutes, that's plenty of time for the Swerve to bring this one back, but they cannot allow the Barracudas to increase their lead here, even by just 1 goal. They need to disrupt those passing lanes and stop those free dribbles in the air if they want to prevent that from happening, as you see a demo come out onto Cran right away.
Oh, great opportunity here for the Barracudas to build their lead. Quez with a great touch. A Drift Lemming coming in. Can't quite set it up. Quez pops it up in the air one more time. Cran will get possession. Stolen away by Quez. Time still ticking down, but again, 30 seconds to go. Plenty of time here for the Swerve to get back into it. And Sunky with a great steal. Drov can't get a touch on it in time. And the Swerve are within 1.
93 seconds, they can do that. It looks like we did fast forward just a tiny bit here. We've got 45 seconds on the clock now. Swerve still looking for that equalizer goal as the ball is on the Barracuda side of the field, but it looks like they're going for the reset more than anything else as Drove steals the ball away with a bicycle into the center for Lemmings. Sunky, however, retreating as one of their teammates manages to get it tossed back over towards the side of the Barracudas.
Drov right in front of the net. Got to be careful. Gets stuck just kind of flat on the ground, and Crazy Cat has tied this game up. I did not think the Swerve had a way back in. Great resiliency by them, and they're 24 seconds from overtime.
Let's see how this next kickoff goes. It might be the determinant if whether or not we go into overtime here, as we see Lemmings get a nice clean touch on that one, maintaining possession despite Sunky doing their best to get it away from them. Lemmings now playing it off the wall, dropping it down to Drov, but Sunky manages to find the save.
Drov can't quite get a touch on it. It's all up to Quez to prevent this game from going into overtime. That's exactly what they want to do. A Drift Lemming pops it up in the air. Here comes Drov, but Sunky turns it away. Ball barely kept alive by a Drift Lemming right in front of the net. Couple of double commits. Drop pops it up in the air, but the wrong direction. And now the Swerve could end this game. Huge shot downfield. Quez just trying to ground it, and finally they get the reset for overtime.
This is golden goal situation. Neither side wants to see a kickoff goal. They managed to prevent that from happening. A Drift Lemmings now in front of their goal, as well as Quez. Drift will elevate, trying to prevent the ball from going in. Quez will follow that one up and send it over to Lemmings, who's at the midfield. Sunky, though, gets the ball first. Oh, Crazy Cat gets the ball first, playing it into the mid, centering it up. Do they have anybody else there? They do not, and they unfortunately run into Crazy Cat on the side.
Rob wants to dribble this up the field, gets a nice little flick around a couple of members right in front of the net, but it looks like Sunky's able to make a stop. A Drift Lemming is a long pass down to Quez. They center it in front of the net, but nobody was there. Drift Lemming trying to atone for that, but a great play. Just a bad execution at the very end.
We've now got Crazy Cat, who's controlling the pace here of this dribble around two members of the Barracudas and gets a nice shot on goal in overtime, allowing them to get that golden goal and win out this round.
Just a great job by Crazy Cat and Cran, I think, for that matter. They were both there. Drift Lemming had to make a play, and the Swerve tying up this series with a great little comeback there, down 4-1 at one point in that game. Come racing all the way back, get us into overtime. And right now it's a 1-1 game here in our second best of 7, and it felt like the Swerve had more of the same issues we had talked about, Nerdy, and then everything sort of clicked in the final 2 minutes, and they come racing back, get into overtime, survive a near goal from the Barracudas, and end up getting the game winner just a few moments later.
Let's see if they can keep that up. It was really nice to see in the very beginning of that round, we saw Quez slow down. You don't always have to be going at max Mach speed here to be the victorious one. You can just juke out people slowing down, which is exactly what Quez did. And then we saw Crazy Cat and Cran do that themselves to win out with that golden goal. So nicely done, both of them using a great in-game skill to do that. I want to see more of it, so in the words of some of the worst memes out there, do it again.
Right. Not the encouragement I think they were looking for there, Nerdy. I mean, whatever it takes. If you got to get to these are high schoolers, by the way, so if it takes memes to get through to them, I mean, might be the best one there. So maybe you'll be a coach now at the Esports Tower if you're using their memes to communicate. If they win. If they lose, then we blame you for your bad meme, bad performance.
That's totally fine. I'm fine being the blame for that one.
Well, let's see. Will Nerdy be the future coach or the future poor meme? Game 3's right around the corner. Barracudas and Swerve tied at 1 aside. Best of 7 highlight match here. So far, it has been a ton of fun. These teams have had, like I said, a long-standing rivalry. The rosters might be different, but as long as the names are the same, we'll count it as a rivalry. Besides, Quez is still there. I feel like Quez has probably seen every player in the Esports Tower. He's like the old man at this point. Spice doesn't have a cane on his car, some kind of monocle to symbolize that he's like the seasoned veteran, the old man. Been here since day one.
Quez, my heart goes out to you.
He's a great player, nothing against him. It's just every time. I think there was a stat he'd never missed a rumble for a year and a half or something. It was crazy.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we only played best of 3s. Now we play best of 7s. I can't afford
so sorry,
that.
Quez. We appreciate you, I promise.
Yeah, see if Quez can. He'll absolutely pop off here and just, look, what do you mean, old man? Game 3 kicks off. Great win off the kickoff there for Crazy Cat, but Drav hits it right on net off the second touch. Sunky able to hit it back. Drift Lemming, who had a couple of great opportunities in Game 2, looking for a couple more as Quez misses that one. Has to be careful. Ball right in front of the Barracuda's net. One player for the Swerve does miss, though. Drift Lemming doesn't really get a great dribble out. Scary spot to be. Drav has to push this one away from the net. Out of the game all over the place in the first minute as Quez makes a save and Drav has to clear the ball out of the way.
Drav now taking up the side, not risking trying to just center it up for someone else to do it. Drops it down though on one of the hoods of the Swerve, so it gets spiked high in front of the net. Looks like Sunky elevates to clear it. Well, one of the teammates of Sunky elevates to clear it. Still over here on the side of the Swerve, however, Drift Lemmings is coming in to try and keep it on the blue side of the field. It is now on the side of the Barracudas though as it gets played off the wall to Lemmings. And Sunky comes in, disrupting that passing lane to play it off the wall to themselves. Let's see if one of their teammates can follow it up to get a shot on goal before, unfortunately, Quez turns that one away.
We see Drift Lemming looking for a clear there. Not quite able to find it. Drav has to make a great save. The Barracudas have been on the defensive end so far in this one. Huge clear down. Drav looking to redirect it on net.
Oh.
What a play from Quez and Drav.
It looked like whomever was over there by the net playing goalie for that one was just a little bit too slow, did not get the speed up fast enough to prevent that one from going in. That was over a minute, though, to get the first goal for the Barracudas. They definitely were more on the defense that time. Let's see if the Swerve can keep this up. As we go into the kickoff, two members collide, one from each side there, allowing Cran to get possession, but it does get centered up into the midfield. Sunky, though, for the follow-up, gets a shot on goal. It hits the crossbar and is turned away by a couple members there of the Barracudas.
Oh, Crazy Cat with a nice shot. Drift Lemming makes the save. Has Drav right next to him. Crazy Drift Lemming is at a boost, though. It was a risky decision to try and dribble that one up the field. As the Swerve keep the pressure on. Cran right in front of the net. Now Drift Lemming looking to dribble this one up. Should have an extra boost in the tank. It's a great little 50 there. Drop with the demo, looking to center it up, waiting for a teammate. Ends up deciding they'll take it themselves. Ball going to waterfall down by the net. There's Drop one more time off the backboard. You have to wonder where the rest of the Barracudas is now. Finally, Quez comes into the picture to Drift Lemming, looking to follow it up. Collides with Drav. The Barracudas waste a golden opportunity.
We now have Sunky and Crazy Cat playing it between each other to bring it up the field. They managed to do it, but Quez comes in and spikes it high, allowing Lemmings to take it down into the corner. Look, and one of the members of the Swerve does boot the ball away from them. Quez, though, is there to help them out. Takes a shot on goal, but it's turned away by Crazy Cat as Drav is now retreating, allowing Lemmings to get another shot on goal as it drops down in front of the tires of a couple members of the Swerve.
See a nice little touch there by Cran. Quez will stop that one. Drav one time off the side wall, looking for another attempt. Can't quite find it. Quez hanging out near midfield. Full boost, but Drift Lemming just steals that one away. Nice little 1v2 there. Crazy Cat still rips a shot. It hits off the crossbar.
What?
Barracuda's got to be careful as Drop makes a crazy save. Finally, Sunky tips it in. I don't know how the Barracudas kept that ball out of the net for so long.
It was right on the edge so many times. Sunky definitely was just like, okay, attempt number 3's got to be the one, and it did find the back of the net. We've got 2 minutes and 4 seconds left with an even goals on both sides. This next kickoff, however, goes in favor of the Barracudas, but no one's there to follow it up. Still Quez maintaining possession here on the side of the blue.
Quez looking to get that ball over to a teammate. Can't quite do it. Barracudas have to go racing back. Touch there by Crazy Cat, looking for one more, but Drav has been insane defensively. Makes a fantastic save. And is able to keep this ball out of the net and keep us in a tie game.
Have Crazy Cat and Cran trying to maintain possession here on their own side of the field. It does get spiked high with Lemmings coming in with a shot on goal. Sunky saves it, but the follow-up from Drav will result in the Barracudas finding their second goal.
Drav has been the hero for the Barracudas, had some huge saves, squeaks that one by. Still a minute and 27 seconds left, but so far the Barracudas have the lead here in Game 3. Series tied at 1 aside, but a great win by Crazy Cat. Immediately puts the Swerve on the offensive. Quez just going to immediately try and get this one out of their side, and he'll do just that.
Lemmings is there to follow it up to play it into the corner, but Sunky and one other of the Swerve will collide while they're trying to prevent the ball from going in. Drift Lemmings will find the third goal for the Barracudas.
Lemming just hanging around. He's had a couple of great opportunities. Cashes in on this one. Looks like the Barracudas might be able to hold on, but we saw the Swerve come back last time in Game 2. Barracudas have to make sure they're solid for the next minute and 11 seconds as Drav just kind of gets that ball pinched off them and another member of the Swerve, and it launches to the blue side. Sunky with a miss. Drav with the center attempt. Cran, nice defense.
It does get cleared over into the side, allowing, I believe, Sunky to take it up, crossing the midfield. Cran is taken out by Drav, though. Now Quez has the ball, plays it around two members of the Swerve. It drops down before they can meet the ball at the ground, though, losing possession. Now the Swerve are retreating, but Drav interrupts that and gets it taken away, allowing Lemmings to come in with the shot, centering it up in front of the goal, but Crazy Cat's there to redirect it towards the side.
Oh, Drift Lemming, what a solo play, but Cran puts the halt on that one, but all this time, it's just time burning off the clock for the Swerve, and it looks like they're just gonna simply run out. 20 seconds here, they haven't got the ball off their own side. Looking to make a play on it, not quite able to. Quez gonna keep this one alive, and these 15 seconds should be enough for the Barracudas to hold on and take a 2-1 lead in the series.
Quez did try to pass the ball over to Draw, but they missed it, and it does result in a goal-scoring opportunity for Sunky, but the ball is turned away by Adrift Lemming. Now with this 3 seconds on the clock, Adrift is in front of the blue goal, and Drav comes in for the assist, getting Drav their hat trick of this round. And at 0-0, the Barracudas at 4 and Swerve at 1.
Look at Drav's stat line. 3 goals, 7 shots, and 3 saves. Doing it all offensively, doing it all defensively as well. And that gives the Barracudas a 2-1 series lead here in this highlight match against the Swerve. And we'll see if they're able to get it done, as this team has done a fantastic job of really orchestrating this new Barracudas roster, getting Drav and Adrift Lemming involved early. And you could see how they have done that and really improved their team play, as you see right there. This is a Barracudas team that is usually a very strong team, and I do not expect any different from them going forward. Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'm going to give a shout-out to all the coaches. If you're watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs yet, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. And again, a great game there from both sides, with the Barracudas come out on top. I don't think your meme worked, unfortunately, Nerdy. So now I guess I'll have to say, try again. How do you inspire the Swerve to maybe tie up this series for a second time?
Honestly, I feel like the Swerve kind of got demoed more than the Barracudas did that time. So maybe return the favor and start taking them out. I understand that you don't want to put yourself out of position going for it, so don't do that. Just recognize that there's someone in front of you and, you know, gas it. Go after them, take them out, allow your teammates who have ball possession already to have an easier time with that possession, because there's one less person on the field, even if it's just for 3 seconds.
Well, the scary part for them is the fact that this Barracudas lineup now looks like anybody can take over. We've now seen a hat trick from Quez, a hat trick from Adrift Lemming, now a hat trick from Drav as well, who also had 3 spectacular saves. So this is a very talented lineup. We have not talked enough about Crayon, Crazy Cat, and Sunky. Sunky's been around for a while. His leadership skills have been on high praise from what I've heard with Inside the Esports Tower. He's going to have to rely on that. You would assume probably the IGL for the Swerve here, going to have to maybe help out Crazy Cat and Crayon, who I know are newer to these rumbles, really coach them through, because this is a very talented Swerve team. I think they can get the job done. As you said, they just got to find ways to dodge those demos. It's so weird. Demos, either we see none of them, or I feel like we see like 8 of them. There's never like an in-between.
It's the theme of a team, or the absolute like kryptonite for another team, it seems, as we go into the kickoff. It is 1 out by the Swerve. However, it looks like Drav elevated to get possession. Sunky still at the midfield, plays it off the wall, but Adrift Lemmings interrupts that passing lane, getting a shot on goal that's turned away by Sunky. And Drav takes a second shot that was turned away as well. Now Quez in the air trying to drop the ball down to Adrift Lemmings. It's stolen away by Sunky though. And now the Swerve are trying to take it up the field as Drav disrupts that.
Adrift Lemmings centers it up. No one's there though, so kind of just hands possession over to Sunky. He's looking for some boost. Meanwhile, Quez is looking for the goal off the backboard. No one there for the follow-up though, as Drav looks to keep this play alive over in the corner. Crazy Cat gets that full boost, but unfortunately, nearly a mistake there for the Swerve, but they do clear that away. One of their players drove under the ball as it bounced.
Got Sunky trying to keep Quez off the ball away from Crazy Cat. Crazy Cat plays it off the ceiling to themselves. Has the opportunity to get this ball in. Unfortunately, the back touch wasn't enough from Crazy Cat there, and it does get saved. They still have possession, though, on the side of the Barracudas. Sunky looking to make sure it doesn't cross that midfield stripe. Adrift Lemmings, though, has possession in the air, with Drove helping them out, sending it over towards the Barracuda goal. Quez gets the shot, but Sunky's there for the save.
The Barracudas have had like 3 or 4 just saves. I've said that. What? Like, how do you stop that ball? That's what the Swerve need to do, is just find a way to stop the voodoo magic going on in the Barracuda's goal. It's like someone has placed a curse on them. They're not allowed to score. As Quez makes a great stop there. Also with a fantastic second touch, stopping Crayon from getting a follow-up. Crazy Cat racing in, ball pound over them. Drav now hands it off to Adrift Lemming, whose shot is just high. They're trying to keep it alive. I think the Swerve should be able to recover.
Quez now has possession of this ball, trying to play it around a couple members, but Sunky steals it away, playing it off the sidewall to themselves. They get a shot on goal that's turned away by Drav. Now Quez doing basically the same thing, but centering it up much more for themselves. Drops it down onto Adrift Lemmings' hood to pop it high for a shot on goal that's turned away by Sunky.
Drav looking to keep this play alive. Doesn't have any boost, though. Barracudas have been very low on boost with how aggressive they want to be. You see Adrift Lemming going to use up most of theirs. Does force out a double commit from the Swerve. Sees the opportunity to pounce a pass over to Quez. It just hits off the crossbar. Can Drav put it in off the backboard? Yes!
Ooh.
The Barracudas have the lead.
That took a lot more shots on goal than I think we've seen from the Barracudas this time around to get that ball in the back of the net. However, 1 goal, almost half of this round completely gone. The Swerve had plenty of time to catch back up. So we go into this next kickoff. It's 1 out by Quez, but Cran comes in to spike the ball over towards the corner, and Crazy Cat takes out Quez. Now we've got an opportunity for the Swerve to score a goal here, unless it gets turned away.
Sunky looking to keep that play alive, does have to retreat to midfield, get that mega boost, Pat. Cran racing in, pinches it right in front of the net. Crazy Cat too far back. The Swerve not able to make a play. Here's Adrift Lemmings, dribble gets stolen. Quez just gonna blast it down. Adrift Lemming ends up getting in the way of that ball. As that ball gets taken right back, Quez gets demoed. Cran's nearly got a wide open net. Another demo onto Quez. The goal is wide open. And again, the Swerve just somehow cannot find a way.
Got a Drift Lemming who manages to play it off that back wall to one of their teammates and get it clear. Now they've got it here in the corner. Sunky's making sure that they're at the midfield to try and prevent any easy opportunity for the ball to be turned back over. Crazy Cat tries to get a shot on goal. It does get turned away before they connect, though. Now we've got Quez and a Drift Lemming battling out for possession of that ball. Sunky takes a shot, but it lands on Drov's hood, who pops it high onto the wall.
Oh, great job there by Crazy Cat, getting the demo, slowing down that Barracuda's push. So Swerve have a great opportunity to tie this one. Cran off the back wall, over to Sunky. Drov is an iron wall in front of the net. Another fantastic save. Ball gets ricocheted all the way back down to the blue side. Quez looking for an insurance goal, going to see what Crazy Cat wants to do with it first. Has full boost, sees an opportunity to strike, just can't quite get to it. 1 minute left, huge demo there, but now the Barracuda's goal almost wide open. Drov able to retreat in time.
Drov now takes it up off that back wall. It was disrupted a little bit, but they still had possession. Then Sunky comes in to play it away from them. Actually, it was Crazy Cat. Takes it down into the corner. Now Drift Lemmings with possession, taking it up across that midfield stripe. Quez pops it high to Drov. It's too high for the goal. However, Drift Lemmings there for the follow-up, but it's turned away by Sunky.
30 seconds left for the Swerve here, trying to tie our best of 7 back up at 2 aside. Quez can't quite get to it. All the way down to the orange side, that ball goes. Adrift Lemming can't quite clear it. Ball in front of the net. Cran just has to redirect it. Fortune not quite able to, and the Barracudas will look for a long clear from Drov to reset things.
It does get stopped, though, by Sunky at that midfield. We now have Adrift Lemming playing it above their own goal. It drops down onto one of the hoods of the Swerve, but Quez ends up with possession as we see Drov take out Crazy Cat. Now it is on the side of the Swerve. Ball hits the ground with no time left on the clock, and the Barracudas will win out that game.
A very close game. Only 1 goal between the two. The Barracudas now find themselves on match point. The Swerve, I mean, it just feels like, honestly, I don't know. I mean, like, there was like 3 moments where that ball should have just gone in the back of the net, Nerdy, and it just, the Barracudas voodoo magic, I have no idea. Something is just stopping it from going in, and I don't know how to help the Swerve because it feels like they should have got at least 1 goal, if not 2, that game.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm going to go with the explanation of voodoo magic also, because my brain can't wrap itself around how that did not work out for the Swerve. But on that same notion, Barracudas had some situations where we felt like the ball should have gone in, but it did not. So hopefully the favor of fate will return to the favor of the Swerve on this next one. Otherwise, the series will wrap up and the Barracudas will close this one out, only dropping 1 round to the Swerve. But let's see if the Swerve can bring it back.
If the Barracudas do win, I think that will be a great piece of momentum going forward because they had a bit of a rough group with a stacked Group A that we've talked a lot about that we'll see those 2 stacked teams, I think, in our final highlight matchup of this night, I've told. But for now, let's get to this one. Barracudas lead the series 3-1. We'll see if they can close it out, if the Swerve can keep themselves alive. Right now, it's off to a great start as Cran and Crazy Cat able to sort of create an opportunity there. Great steal by Crazy Cat. Once again, that Barracuda's goal is locked down. We'll see if Sunky can put it in the back of the net, but just didn't have enough boost.
Drov spiked it high above Sunky and now is trying to play it around Cran there, but Cran bicycles it to get it into the center of the field for their teammates. They unfortunately, both of them collide, though. Now Adrift Lemming spiking it down right in front of their own goal. Could have been a shot on goal for the Swerve. Thankfully, they did not capitalize on that for the Barracudas. Now Drov taking it up. It is taken away, though, by Sunky, who has an open goal opportunity and takes this shot, finding the back of the net with a little less than 1 minute elapsing in this round.
Caught for a moment this ball was going to miss. It just bounces off the crossbar and in. Swerve scoring first for I think the first time all series. We'll see if they can keep that up. Kind of interesting there on the kickoff. I think that Drift Lemming thought the ball was going to go to the right, overdrove it. Now Drob with a great little touch, immediately cleared away. Quez has to elevate, looking for one more center off the wall. Gets just that, but Drob can't get there in time. Would have been a great setup.
Drift Lemming trying to maintain possession here. Unfortunately, the centering shot did not go to one of their teammates. However, it went to the swerve. It did end up at Quez's tires, though, on the side of the Barracuda's field. Now we've got Sunky with a shot on goal that was saved by a Drift Lemming. It is now no one with possession of the ball here. Drob overdrives the ball, allowing one of the members of the Swerve to get another shot on goal. It is, however, going to be turned away as Crazy Cat retreats back towards the blue goal.
Crazy Cat looking to make a play, not quite able to. Drob gonna look for a pass from Quez, maybe even a Drift Lemming, can't get there in time. Quez has had a couple of great setups. Now the Barracudas have got to retreat. Sunky patrolling that midfield, doesn't have any boost though, so now Quez gets a great touch, looks for a pass over to Drob, shot just a bit high. Drift Lemming with the adjust and the tap off the crossbar.
I think that took all three members there. We've got Quez and then Drob trying to keep that high play alive. Drift Lemming doing the redirect, the shot, and the follow-up. Yes, that is true teamwork right there, bringing our score to 1-1 with just a little over 3 minutes.
Drift Lemming off the kickoff, nearly, oh no! Oh no, disaster for the Swerve. It's gonna be an own goal here as unfortunately Crazy Cat it even ricocheted off the crossbar twice. That has to be one of the most unlucky goals I've ever seen for a team.
It's okay, Crazy Cat. It's okay. As we go into the next kickoff, it's won by the Swerve, but Drift Lemming will elevate and pass it to Drob, who sends it to Quez, who's in mid-flight. Now the ball spiked off the ceiling for Quez, and they find the back of the net with no help there. All on their own. Two members of the Swerve are on them, but their teammates were ready to follow that one up just in case.
Just a great goal by Quez. Gets it past two members of the Swerve. Have to wonder how the Swerve can come back from that just crazy goal. Now down 2 just in the blink of an eye. Great kickoff win here for Cran, but a Drift Lemming hanging out. Clear it across the field to themselves. Looking for a pinch, but Cran reads that one perfectly. Centers it up for Crazy Cat. Just can't get there in time. A Drift Lemming, though, can't sneak it past Sunky. Now the ball will be hit by Quez over to the blue side. That goal is wide open. Quez just needs a teammate. Unfortunately, his teammates never show up.
Cran was also there, prepared to have to play keeper, manages to send it down into the corner. Sunky gets possession, but it's stolen away by two members of the Barracudas. It's centered up in front of the goal. Drift Lemming will tap it away, though, as they do unfortunately get demoed by Crazy Cat shortly thereafter, as Quez now has the ball in front of the goal of the Swerve, but lose their dribble just before they hit the ground.
Cran gonna carry it up the field, not quite able to. Stopped by Drob, who's going to lob it into the corner. Try and get a second touch on it. Not quite able to. Now Quez will hit it over to Drob. What a play!
Wow.
No words, honestly. That is an insane angle from Drob.
Calculated. That was calculated.
Barracudas have a 4-1 lead. We've been here before, and the Swerve have come storming back, but there's only 1:49 on the clock, so not as much time here. The Swerve. We'll see if they can get it done here as a Drift Lemming looking to carry it up the field, get it past one before it's immediately stolen away.
It's open, Sunky, yes!
Still a chance here for the Barracudas.
The Swerve are winning a lot of these kickoffs. They're just not, it seems like they're almost not ready to be the ones coming out on top of the kickoff, so no one is in a position ready to go follow up when it is shot towards the Barracuda's goal. So let's see if they can clean that one up here as we see it won yet again by Cran. Drove is in the corner though and takes the ball away with a shot on goal from Cran. Drove did manage to save that. Now they have to spike. It's pinched high into the air as Drift Lemmings tries to take the ball away here on the side of the Swerve. Now Crazy Cat and Cran will work together to get it over towards the Barracuda goal, and unfortunately it does hit the crossbar on that shot, but the follow-up from Cran and the assist from Crazy Cat will bring our score up to 3-4. Now the Swerve just need one more to equalize this one out.
What a comeback here for the Swerve. Cran and Crazy Cat have been playing phenomenally well. Sunky's bed just hanging back in that mid, making sure they don't overcommit. Plenty of time now for them to only need 1 goal. Huge demo, though, onto Sunky, and this could spell trouble. Brand has to disperse that one, but it's right now up to Adrift Lemming, who's had so many great setups there. This one barely turned away from Drov. The pressure's still on. Finally, Cran clears that one away, but Quez will stop it at midfield, but run into his own teammate. But the goal's wide open for Adrift Lemming. Gets the hat trick and a huge insurance goal.
I did not foresee that one working out in favor of the Barracudas because of that collision, but double commits do happen. And even with the double commit, they're able to come out on top.
Minute left, basically. Still an opportunity for the swerve, especially if they can score a goal in the next 20 seconds. But Drov looking to put this one away, plays it off the backboard to Adrift Lemming, who barely misses. Quez now will have to stop this one defensively, plays it around 1, plays it around 2, almost a third member of the swerve. Right now the Barracudas just doing a great job of killing time here as Quez looks to set up Adrift Lemming for what would be the dagger, but they can't quite connect.
It does go to the midfield where Drov sends it back towards the Swerve's goal. It's now in the possession of Sunky, who plays it above a couple members of the Swerve. Quez does get in that lane, though, popping it high over into the corner. Cran is reading that one well, calculates it, but it is taken away by Adrift Lemming. Sunky now trying to crowd the ball down onto the ground, has Drov collide with them and take the ball away. Now it's back on the side of the Barracudas with 7 seconds left. All the ball has to do is hit the ground, and the Barracudas secure this win. And Barracudas are notorious for trying to keep it alive, but I think this might be the end of it here, and it is.
Barracudas with the 4-1 win over the Swerve in a very close series. Despite the 4-1 scoreline, I think the Swerve roster definitely has a lot of promise. This Barracuda lineup has clearly not missed a beat, despite the 2 new subs. Because there, anything is possible. I was very impressed by Adrift Lemming. They had some spectacular solo plays. They easily could have scored 5 goals every single game. They just missed by a little bit every single time. We talk about it all the time. Going out alone can only get you so far. If you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We saw that with the Barracudas as that series went on. They relied more and more on each other. They had a couple of insane 2- and 3-man goals that just are almost impossible to stop if you're the other team. This team is going to be very scary, as we've expected from Barracuda teams in the past. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I want to give a shout-out to Coach Jake and all the other coaches as well. If you're watching and you haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs yet, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. So the Barracudas get the 4-1 victory. Nerdy, and your thoughts on what we just saw in that series?
I feel like the score of the series overall does not fully reflect how the games went. I mean, yes, there were a lot of times where I felt like it was a bit of a runaway, but the Swerve definitely managed to bring it back. They just have a few things they need to clean up on, and honestly, they just need to be a little bit more of a bully on the field and just stop all those situations. At least half the time, they need to be trying to stop Quez, Drov, or even Adrift Lemmings when they're in mid-flight. Just get up there, even if it uses a portion of your boost, and just shut it down. You cannot let them have that much free space without anybody touching them.
We will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll come back with our final and potentially the most anticipated highlight match of the night. These 2 teams were 1-2 in Group A, both undefeated. They'll settle the score after this. It's the Ghosts and Forsyth. Who's the best team of this week's Rumble? Find out after the break.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Into this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble, broadcasting it live from the Boise State Game Camp Esports Arena. It's time for our final highlight match of the night between the two undefeated teams from Group A. Esports Tower Ghosts, who we have been hyping up all summer, and Forsyth Central with a mainly new look roster, but who still took care of business last time around. These two teams very, very strong, Nerdy, and I expect to see a very, very competitive series in our final highlight match.
We've been kind of talking about it all night, the idea of using demolitions to your advantage. We saw it happen a few times, especially from the Eagles earlier tonight, but Forsyth Central is definitely one of those teams that takes advantage and, you know, sometimes goes a little overboard with those demolitions, so I'm excited to see if they do that again, especially because they're going against the Ghosts, because someone's undefeated record from last week will have to end tonight. So let's see who ends up being the victor in this game.
Before we hop into this game, though, we do want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs and been offered scholarships across the country over the last 3 months. Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.2 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically as well and have earned these scholarship opportunities. These players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven. We could not be more excited and proud to see all of the opportunities that these players are getting. As we always talk about, if you want to work on getting a collegiate scholarship, I mean, these numbers on the screen have to convince you that Esports Tower is the way to go. If you're watching, you have not checked them out yet, esportstower.com, a fantastic place to go. And now we prepare for our final highlight match of the night, Ghost and Forsyth. It's a matchup that I was begging for last week. It's the two Titans. I mean, which way are you leaning, Nerdy, in this final matchup?
Oh, man, I feel like I got the last one wrong. I'm just going to get this one wrong, but I'm going to go with the Ghosts on this. Actually, yeah, I'm still going to go with them. Last week we saw a few things that they were doing a little bit wrong, a lot of double commits, a little bit too much, I hate to say this, but ball hogging happening, and Forsyth can take advantage of those situations when they are created by the Ghosts themselves. Let's hope they've cleaned that up. I'm still going to be leaning towards the Ghosts, though, so I'm sorry, Forsyth. They have my vote. But you can always make it different by how you play.
You know, I have to agree with you. It just feels like the Ghosts. I mean, they were the team created to dominate these events. And so I have to feel like they're going to come through the full Supersonic Legends roster. I believe in them. And this is nothing against Forsyth Central, but it's something we talked about with the Barracudas. This Forsyth Central roster is primarily new. It's Buddy and two new players. They've only had a little bit time to gel, of course, coming back from summer vacation, getting back into the high school swing of things. I mean, that is all a journey on itself. So I would expect the Ghosts to win this one. I think it'll be very close. I think in the future, though, Forsyth will give them a run for their money, but when this Ghost team has been being, kind of created in a lab secretly somewhere in the mountains for this moment, I expect them to dominate. But hey, we both picked the Ghost, so why not help out Forsyth Central with Doc's keys to the game and let them know exactly what they can do to pull off the upset and leave Nerdy and I in shambles at the end of the night, and that is to create mistakes, punish the overcommit, don't overstay and bump and demo to disrupt. It's presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Our final highlight match of the night. 7-game series. We expect it probably to go 6 or 7. The much-hyped roster of the Ghosts in their first ever Rumble, taking on the reconstructed Forsyth Central team, returning to the Rumbles after a summer break. Both teams went undefeated in a very stacked Group A. By the way, this will be Group A's first loss in the highlight match tonight because the Eagles won, the Barracudas won, and the only reason Group A is going to take a loss is because the Ghosts and Forsyth are playing each other. And let's kick it off as soon as these players are ready to go. They've been told this is probably the most anticipated matchup in quite a long time from the coaching staff and the players in the Esports Tower. This is a fantastic Ghost logo. And I'll see if they can be a little bit more intimidating on the field than their spooky logo is off. Is Zulfi and Fire along with Jay Blank looking to make a play there. His buddy trying to keep it alive. TJ coming in. Oh, it bounces in for the first one.
That might set the pace for the remainder, at least of this first game here in this series. The Ghosts might come back swinging though off that one. TJ, buddy, one of you might end up getting demoed here off the kickoff as we go into it. We do see it stop right at the mid. 2 times we saw collisions happen. No one got blown up, thankfully. Now Buddy has the opportunity to take it over towards the Ghost goal. Unfortunately, they do lose the dribble, but with a little bit of help from their teammate, they do manage to maintain possession here.
Kit Kat with a great pinch, ball right in front of the net. TJ waiting there, takes a shot, it's a bit high. Buddy racing in, just can't quite get there in time, and the Ghost will clear it away. Steal it right over Kit Kat as well, so TJ is forced to corral it in the corner. Zulfi centers it up to Fire, ball gets dunked over by Kit Kat. There, Ghost able to make it back in time, and a demo from Kit Kat. That's about all that Forsyth has right now.
We've got Solfi trying to take the ball up the side of the field. It is turned away by Kit Kat, but one of the teammates over at the goal for the Ghost does clear it back. TJ with a shot on goal gets cleared away with Buddy elevating at the mid to send it back to TJ, tries to drop it down. Unfortunately, it is taken up by one of the Ghost players. Here's Kit Kat's in the goal waiting for TJ to center it up over towards them. But it looks like Jay Blank as well as one of their players. Oh, unfortunately, Kit Kat will get demoed, but still TJ has possession here at the midfield.
Oh, TJ had Buddy to his right, and a huge blast on net from Kit Kat. I thought it was going to be saved. Ends up going in.
It looked like it was kind of carried at that last little kind of couple millimeters of the ball here by one of the members of the Ghosts. Yeah, Jay Blank had it, but just could not get it far enough away, and it does roll in just barely.
Forsyth Central, a shocking 2-goal lead early on here, but we have seen leads slip away quite frequently here tonight. See if the Ghosts can rally as Jay Blank plays it off the back wall. Perfect center to Zulfi, but a fantastic stop. Buddy has an opportunity, kind of bumps Fire off the ball. Doesn't have enough boost, though. Able to center to TJ, but just not fast enough.
We have Kit Kat coming in to try and take the ball away from the Ghosts there. They collide with Jay Blank at the midfield. Jay still looking for possession here. Buddy does manage to get them away from it. Fire gets a shot on goal. It's too high, so Buddy now is going to take it up the side of the field here. And it does get turned away eventually. Fire now retreating back towards their goal as Buddy takes a shot on goal, but it's too high. And now we've got Zulfi taking it up the side.
Kit Kat can't stop Zulfi's dribble. TJ, though, will, but Jay Blank centers it up, and this could be big trouble for the Ghosts. And Buddy scores his first goal of the series, and Forsyth with a commanding 3-0 lead here.
We mentioned this earlier, the Ghosts had some issues, and one of those is the overcommitting towards those goals, and it did not work out in their favor this time. All 3 of them were on the side of the Forsyth Central goal, and none of them were ready to retreat back. That's how Buddy got that easy goal there. He does take another shot that's turned away by Zulfi. TJ still keeping it alive, though, gets another shot. It's a little bit too high, though. Now Fire has an opportunity to bring it past midfield, but Buddy spikes it over them off the ceiling, and Jay Blank prevents the goal from going in, who's now taking it up to the midfield stripe.
Jay Blank takes a shot on net, saved by Fire. 2 minutes left here. TJ looking to center it up one more time. Jay Blank gets demoed. Kit Kat with an opportunity to build on this lead. Buddy's just going to slip it in there, and You and I both picked the Ghost, and at least so far, we look like we could not be further from being correct.
I mean, it's horrible to be wrong, but on the same notion, it's not horrible because it means that one team is just, you know, setting out to completely tilt the odds in their favor, and they're doing that right now. Forsyth is definitely instigating Buddy to do as much as they can to get those goals in. They do dribble it, but lose it out to Jay Blank and Zulfi. Now TJ elevating to take the ball away from Fire, just misses the collision in mid-flight. Now Zulfi stopping the ball from crossing the midfield here. TJ getting possession of it, interrupting that the passing lane there. Now has it in the corner on the side of the Ghost field.
Kit Kat looking to stop Fire from making a play. Under 90 seconds left in this one. Buddy and Zulfi gonna collide. TJ carries it past both members of the Ghost. It's all up to Fire. Last man left. Even a little bit of a demo there, and I think that kind of threw everything out of whack. Buddy has to try and make a play near midfield. Jay Blank looking to bounce him off the net, but Buddy unfazed. Does just enough to stop it, and that might have been the last great chance for the Ghosts. 4 goals in a minute is a very tough ask, but if there's a team that could do it, it would be the Ghosts.
We have Jay Blank steal the ball away from Buddy there at the midfield. They get a shot on goal. It's just a little too high, allowing TJ to send it to the mid. Fire read that one, though, sending it back down into the corner. They've got to beat it away from Kit Kat, who loses the ball, sending it to the mid. It does end up with Zulfi, who takes a shot on goal. It does bounce to the right, though, so no goals scored as Fire is looking to get some boost and probably play it around a couple members of Forsyth here.
Buddy, looking for just a clear, almost had a great second touch. I thought maybe could get a goal. We do get a demo from Kit Kat. Ball's in front of a wide open net, but Jay Blank recovers in time. TJ just barely misses a shot, bounces over Buddy, but 4 goals in 20 seconds, that feels impossible. So Forsyth with a statement here in our first game of this matchup. It's like they're almost going to shut out the Ghosts depending on how these last 8 seconds go.
We do see Zulfi trying to get a goal in with a little assistance from Fire there. It does get turned away by TJ and Kit Kat, and the ball hits the ground with no time left on the clock.
Wow, what a statement for Forsyth Central. A 4-0 Game 1 win over the Ghosts. And I mean, the Ghosts in the group stage, Nerdy, they didn't dominate any of their games, but they looked like they were in control of those games. They never were really ever in danger. They were challenged by the Eagles and by the Barracudas. I mean, so what needs to change for the Ghosts for you and I to come out looking like we actually know what we're talking about and not just be caught off guard here by Forsyth?
I think they need to clean up their rotations. They definitely need to stop overcommitting when they're going for the goal. Make sure you know who's going to be remaining at midfield to prevent the cross-map goals the cross-map goal we saw coming out from Buddy there. And beyond that, I really think cleaning up those two things and the double commits will ultimately change how the entire, momentum so far is going. That is in favor of Forsyth, in favor of the Ghosts. But Forsyth might just turn everything on its head and keep the momentum in their favor because they were capitalizing on those demolitions that they were getting.
Something that Forsyth was really kind of the first team in our Rumbles to just absolutely go wild on the demos. Looks like it's carried over again. This is a new roster. It's Buddy, RV, and then he brings back what I've been told by the Esports Tower coaches, maybe even individually a stronger roster than they saw in the spring, which is hard to imagine. This is how dominant that team was. But Game 1 may be proof that this is a Forsyth team meant on a mission to beat everybody in their path. We'll see if the Ghosts can turn things around here in Game 2. Remember, it's a best-of-7 series. It's a lot of Rocket League potentially ahead of both these teams. I would not count the Ghosts out yet like you would maybe in a best-of-3 or a best-of-5. In a best-of-7, Game 1 is almost nothing. We kick off Game 2 here. This time, Forsyth back on the defensive as Zulfi looking to dribble this one past TJ. Does just that. Wants to center it over to Jay Blank, but Kit Kat will clear it away.
We do see Fire was at the mid, comes in to get possession of the ball, keeping the ball on the side of Forsyth Central, spikes it high in front of the goal. Jay Blank comes in, doesn't get the shot they wanted. Zulfi takes another shot as well. We see Fire take out, it looks like that was Kit Kat over at the goal, and unfortunately it's still going to end up on the side of the Ghost there, even despite the man down for the side of Forsyth Central. And now Forsyth is retreating as Zulfi has possession here in the corner, and TJ takes it away.
TJ can't sneak it past Zulfi a second time. Buddy looking to dribble this one up, does not have any boost. That boost pad got stolen in front of his eyes, so he is just slowly driving down the field. Jay Blake with a rare mistake. That's going to allow TJ to capitalize off the back wall over to Kit Kat. Can't quite connect. Jay Blake and Zulfi both go racing past the ball, and a very, very back and forth game number 2 here as Kit Kat's shot gets stopped by Fire.
We now have TJ trying to take the ball around Jay Blank, who does get demoed by Kit Kat there with a shot on goal from Kit Kat going in with a little help from TJ.
It's a great little just steal away from Fire. The ball just bounces in. What an angle from Kit Kat. Forsyth Central dominating right now.
Did take a while for that first goal to happen, though. Almost a minute and a half had gone by. Now the Ghosts are still on the defensive here. They get the ball cleared off that back wall. Fire has it in front of the goal of Forsyth. They do lose their dribble, though, as we see Kit Kat take out Jay Blank at the midfield. So TJ and Buddy and Kit Kat now have the opportunity to turn this around. Kit Kat now trying to get the ball away, and ultimately Buddy will manage to get it. Now Zulfi trying to play it around 3 members of Forsyth is going to have a hard time, but they do it with some help from Fire and bring our goal to score to 1 aside.
Forsyth's going to get in their own way here. Kit Kat and TJ are just going to collide. I think TJ could have made that save. That was my concern, but I think the one thing we've seen is the Ghost defense has been very strong. Forsyth could easily have 3 or 4 goals. Offensively is where the Ghosts have struggled so far in this series. That was a great start. We'll see if they can add maybe a couple more to their tally here and tie this series up at 1 aside. As TJ off the side wall, gets it around 1, loses the dribble though, and now Jay Blank wants to pass it down to a teammate or maybe take it himself. Runs out of boost though. Double commit does come out from Forsyth. They've had a couple of those. Now all 3 of them are in the net. Not what you want to see, but Kit Kat able to get a long clear down and reset everything.
Zulfi went chasing after it, grabbing that big boost there in the corner. Now Jay Blank has the ball with only 20 in their tank. Jay Blank does take out Buddy RV as we have Fire now trying to pass it around TJ. TJ disrupts it just enough to have it go back across the midfield, but Zulfi still had possession as now it's passing that midfield mark with Fire stopping it and bouncing it off the ceiling.
TJ taking a shot. Jay Blank stops it, gets a great pass over to Zulfi, looking for maybe a give and go, but Jay Blank can't center it back up. So you see Zulfi keeps his ball on the orange side. Fire shot hits off the crossbar. Another chance here for Zulfi. Buddy can't get a clear. Dominating side control from the Ghost. TJ just barely able to break it for a moment as Kit Kat goes racing down, but the ball's already back on the orange side. And Buddy can't make the save, but the crossbar can.
TJ turns around, taking the ball up the side field here. Jay Blank elevates to drop the ball over their hood, though. It's still shot on goal from Kit Kat. The crossbar managed to save that one for the Ghost. Fire now trying to take it up the side. It hits off the ceiling, so they lose that dribble. Zulfi follows it up, taking it down to the Forsyth's goal. TJ and Kit Kat double team on that one to take it back up to the mid.
Kit Kat all looking for the center, just has the ball roll past them. TJ, great steal, can't get it over to Buddy though. The Ghost defense has been phenomenal in this second game. TJ with a couple of taps. Nobody in the mid lane, though, and Zulfi able to clear this one up. He's got Jay Blank in midfield, stolen by Buddy. Ball really just kind of been going from the corner, back to the midfield, back to the corner. No one's really gotten a great shot on it if we have a minute left.
We got Buddy RV elevating at the midfield. Unfortunately, the ball spikes down off the ceiling, allowing Zulfi to get possession of it here. Plays it around TJ, and then a shot on the goal is going to be turned away by Kit Kat. The Ghosts still have possession, though, here on the side of Forsyth Central. Now Zulfi has to race back towards their goal, trying to prevent this ball from going in. It does get turned away by one of the Ghosts there as TJ tries to crawl down on the side of Forsyth Central in the corner.
Kit Kat looking to sneak this one past Zulfi will do just that, but Jay Blank will come racing in and steal it away. 30 seconds left, and if there's ever a game that feels like it's headed to overtime, it's got to be this one. Neither team has given an inch here. We see a couple demos come out. Kit Kat going to blast it down to the blue side. Zulfi is waiting there, immediately stopped any rebound attempt. And Forsyth will retreat, but a demo on a TJ could open things up, but instead it's Forsyth with an opportunity. 9 seconds on the clock. Buddy can't corral it. Now TJ's got to play some defense here in the final 4 seconds, and Buddy clears it away, and I think we're going to have overtime.
The ball's going to spike down off the ceiling here and hit the ground. Golden goal. I never liked this situation. I'm pretty sure both teams are sweating just a tiny bit as that kickoff goes in favor of Forsyth Central.
Buddy can't quite center it up. Ball all the way back to the Forsyth side. Kit Kat with a nice save. Blast it towards midfield. Buddy looking for a demo. Speaking of demos, Kit Kat's the one who gets blown up. But Buddy will be able to get to the ball before they respawn. And now TJ looking to lob it down. Zolfi hits it right back. Could this be it? Demo in front of the net. Scary spot to be. And it goes in for Fire. And the Ghosts tie the series.
I think Kit Kat kind of had a little bit of karma there. Towards the end of the regulation time that we had, they got a double demolition to allow for the ball to set back over towards the Ghost side of the field. And I think the Ghosts wanted to return the favor.
1-1 here between Forsyth and the Ghosts. These two teams have been phenomenal. Ghosts in their first ever Rumble. And I'm sure no matter how this series goes, they're going to have a lot of good VOD review going forward and really trying to get better as a team. I don't even know if that's possible for a team as talented as the Ghosts, but I'm sure the Esports Tower will find a way to do just that. As we wait here for game number 3. I mean, an overtime game, it always is kind of hard to tell what was what. I mean, that game was just, honestly, there was like a 2-minute period there, Nerdy, with like the ball never really went close to the net. It just kind of went down to the corner and got cleared. Went down to the other corner, got cleared. So I don't really know who to have the edge here, and we go into game 3 with the series tied at 1-aside.
Let's leave it to them to decide who's going to come out on top. And I mean, all 6 people on that field, it's up to you guys to set the pace. I mean, you might come out, one team might come out very strong into this game and might set the entire mood for the rest of the round. However, we still do have a 7-game series possible here, so let's hope neither one of them go a little bit too hard into this one to try and come out with the lead and end up just completely exhausting themselves. But I still want to see if the Ghosts can bring this back.
Ghost defense has been phenomenal. Ghost defense has been lights out. Offensively, it's left a lot to be desired, but they've shut down Forsyth's attack. I mean, the shots on goal feel like they're favoring Forsyth. It's just shot after shot after shot, and the Ghosts have made so many clutch saves. We'll see if they could do it one more time, or really 3 more times, as this best-of-7 series is only in Game 3. Tied at 1-aside. Who will come out on top and give themselves an edge in the series? See off this kickoff. Fire with a great opportunity. Kit Kat will clear it away. Jay Blank, one more attempt. Double commit does come out. That's a scary spot to be if you're Forsyth. And Buddy can't get back in time.
All it took was 15 seconds. That was a lot faster than we've seen in the last 2 games.
Ghosts come out on top. Fantastic job there. I mean, and again, Forsyth, they've had a couple of double commits so far, and that one was the most punished we've seen. As Buddy looks to get a pass over to TJ. Back to Buddy. Oh, the pass intercepted in mid-air. And the Ghosts have come alive here at Game 3. They have just really sucked the life out of Forsyth. Finally, a huge clear from Buddy, but Fire makes a great save.
We have Kit Kat getting thrown around by Fire and Zolfi there in the corner. Buddy does have possession here, playing it off the corner to themselves. It's high in the center of the field. Kit Kat tries to go for a shot on goal, but it's too far to one side. TJ's there to follow that one up, but Zolfi takes the ball away from them. DJ follows it up with a shot on goal again, hitting that crossbar, and now Zolfi is on the attack now with the ball on the side of Forsyth.
Kit Kat does get a nice clear, no boost, tries to lob something on net, but Fire makes a great save. Buddy, one more chance. Fire going to deny any rebound opportunity. TJ just muscles through Jay Blank, looking to center it down to Kit Kat, but the ball gets swiped away. And now it's Zolfi dribbling up the field. Buddy can't stop them. TJ looking to clear it, gets it past Jay Blank. It's a one-on-one versus Fire. They get the demo. They just don't get the teammate there in time on what would have been a free goal.
TJ overdrives that ball along Jay Blank to slow it down and pop it high. TJ will then grab it in mid-flight, getting a save as Jay Blank takes out Kit Kat in front of their own goal. Zolfi going for the shot on goal, bounces off them a few times. Jay Blank gets the follow-up shot, but none of them find the back of the net, and it's now on the side of the Ghosts here as Zolfi tries to send it back over towards Forsyth's goal.
Zolfi carries it down. Jay Blank centers it in front of the net. Zolfi trying to make a play, can't quite do it. Buddy now pops it up in the air, and Zolfi hits it back down to the corner. They've got Jay Blake near midfield. Gets kind of just run over there, I believe, by Kit Kat. Didn't really affect the play too much. And now Buddy has an opportunity. Wants to hit it off the backboard. It hits it in, and we've got a tie game.
That crossbar saved it once, but the follow-up from Buddy manages to make it just the right angle to go in. Fire was there, Zulfi was there, but neither one at the perfect spot. And now our score is tied with about half this round left.
Jay Blank and Kit Kat on the kickoff. Jay Blank wins that one cleanly. Now TJ coming up the field. Jay Blank has it. Zulfi right below him. Ball just kind of bounces around. Zulfi tries to take a shot. One more by Jay Blank. And Forsyth just can't quite make enough saves.
I mean, I think, yeah, two of them colliding into each other, unfortunately, might have been the doom spell there for them. One goal lead for the Ghosts right now is an easy gap to close as we see the kickoff go in favor of Forsyth, but Zulfi read it well, now has possession trying to dribble it down into the goal, but Buddy takes it away when it hits the ground and saving it from that shot on goal from Zulfi.
TJ in the corner, gonna pinch this one, dribble it upfield. Now Kit Kat looking for a play. They do demo Buddy, so they don't really have a third man in rotation, kind of slows down the offense. TJ gets challenged by Zulfi. Buddy racing in from the demo, now has to immediately retreat. Zulfi just going to run through him. TJ doesn't have any boost. Scary spot to be. But the ball doesn't stop in front of the net in time for the Ghost to come up with a shot. Now Jay Blank dribbles it on net. Zulfi will muscle it in, and the Ghosts have a 3-1 lead.
The Ghosts have definitely come alive in this round in particular. They are trying to create as large of a score gap as possible. We are under the 2-minute mark now. Buddy, Kit Kat, and TJ need to figure out how to stop this from this gap getting larger. So you see Buddy take a shot on goal that's too high, but the follow from Kit Kat will not be allowed to happen as Zulfi skirts the ball around underneath them, now playing it off the wall to one of their teammates. It's going to get spiked high again, so no one has a nice possession, but Buddy now takes it down, playing it around one of the members of the Ghost, has to beat two of them out now, but it looks like Zulfi will maintain possession here, taking it to the midfield.
Jay Blank, nice little pinch. Buddy will hit it right back. Look to center it up in front of the net. Nobody's there. Under 90 seconds left. Forsyth just simply running out of time. Jay Blank looking for a shot cleared away. Kit Kat has a great opportunity. Immediately stopped by Fire. This Ghost defense has just been lights out. Really stopped Forsyth from getting anything going so far in this game. Kit Kat does get a demo. Ball lobbed towards the net, but there is Zulfi immediately in possession and stops that ball from even coming close.
Got Fire playing it off the wall to themselves. TJ elevates to take it away, though. Still here on the side of Forsyth Central. Jay Blank centers the ball over the front of the goal. It's too close to it, though, to get a nice angle for Zulfi as Fire's still over here. We do see TJ try and get it past the midfield. It bounces off of Zulfi's hood. Kit Kat now over on the side of the Ghost here, has three members trying to take the ball away from them.
Fire makes a fantastic save. TJ trying to get something going for Forsyth. Fire, though, steals it away. 30 seconds left. Zulfi trying to put this game away. Can't quite do it. Kit Kat pushes it down to TJ. That's an open net, but the ball just doesn't get there in time. Zulfi even demos Kit Kat on the reset, and with 20 seconds left, it looks like the Ghosts going to go up 2-1 in this series as Zulfi looks to put one more in, but TJ makes a great save.
Zulfi waiting to see if they can get the ball from one of their teammates, but Kit Kat interrupts the pass, taking it down towards the Ghost goal. With 5 seconds left on the clock, Jay Blank spikes it back towards the midfield. TJ's trying to catch up to them, trying to just get one extra goal to close the gap just a tiny bit before that time is completely gone. And as the ball hits the ground, the Ghost will come out on top of our Game 3.
Ghosts with a 2-1 lead in this series over Forsyth Central. Again, if you want to improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance, Esports Tower is the place to do it. You can just look at this Ghost roster, and they have been absolutely lights out. So if you're watching and you haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs yet, you definitely should. Fast track to rank up, esportstower.com. Last highlight match of the night in our new format. If you are just joining us, we've gone away from the bracket format instead. After the group stage, we'll seed the teams in a way to create some of the best highlight matches that we can to show off everybody's skills and everybody's talents. And so far, we have done just that tonight as we look for the Ghosts to maybe go on to match point. But again, Forsyth's coming close, and every single time. The problem is the Ghost defense is just one of the best defenses I've ever seen in Rocket League. They just shut down everything. There's no multiple attempts, which we talk about all the time with Doc's Keys. There's nothing. It's one shot and immediately cleared away.
I mean, maybe that's the reason why they are as high ranked as they are, is their defensive ability, even as individuals. So on the defense side, they're communicating well. On the offense side, there's a little bit of issues happening, but not enough for Forsyth to take advantage of so far. We still have plenty of games left. If the Ghosts do not come out on top of this one, we could potentially see this go all the way to a 7-game series. But if they win this one, we're going to be hitting match point, and that is when everyone starts to get a little nervous on the side of Forsyth, because that means the end of their undefeated run so far will come to a close, and the Ghosts will end up with a victory. But we'll have to see if they manage to change the pace of this round, because the Ghosts are up by 1 game.
Well, let's see. Game 4 is here. Can Forsyth get us to a 2-2 and extend this series, or can the Ghosts put themselves onto match point? And right off the kickoff, nearly a great start for Forsyth, where at the last minute, Zulfi flies in and stops the attempt on the back of the net there from Buddy. Now Fire looking for a pass to Dre Blank, stolen away. Buddy racing in, and he's got Forsyth in the lead here early on.
It's a very quick goal there from Buddy, but we have to, if they want to keep that lead, Forsyth needs to make sure they keep this pace going. The Ghosts seem to not respond well to the fast pace that the Forsyth Central likes to play with, but that means that Forsyth can't let the Ghosts win the kickoff like they just did. They almost had a centered shot off the sidewall from that kickoff, which is a strat we've seen from other teams in this Rumble before. Now they are on the defensive as Jay Blank gets a great clear over to Fire, but TJ elevated to knock the ball down here in the corner as they grab that boost to take it across the midfield in mid-flight.
Jay Blank able to redirect that one away from the net. Buddy looks for Kit Kat to make a play. Great pass over to TJ, but he flies over the ball. Buddy barely beats Fire to that to get it back onto the blue side and continue the pressure. Kit Kat racing in. Cannot get that ball on net, but a crazy pinch from TJ has Forsyth with a 2-0 lead, not even a minute into this game.
Maybe they were taking a break, feeling like this game was going to go run a full, 6-7 game series. So they're like, we'll relax for 2 rounds here and not go as fast as we want to. And now they're going full throttle as we go into the next kickoff. Fire does win that one, but Buddy is there to send it over the midfield. We do see Jay Blank, though, get a nice clear in front of the goal. Fire's there for the follow-up, but it's a little bit too high. Can we get another one from Jay Blank? They will get taken out, and Zulfi will take out Kit Kat in return. 2 aside right now. TJ will spike it high, and it looks like Zulfi will get a touch on it against the wall.
Kit Kat with a great clear down into the corner. Fire, big mistake. And Forsyth Central has a 3-0 lead here.
3 minutes and 36 seconds is plenty of time, though, for the Ghosts to close that one out and get 3 goals themselves. But Forsyth needs to make sure they stay in great positions like they have been thus far and not fall apart, as we see the kickoff go in favor of the Ghosts, but TJ steals it away. There is a demolition out on them from Zulfi, though, in the corner, and the ball gets cleared to the midfield all the way to Jay Blank, who's got 1 player to beat at the net, and unfortunately, that little crossbar saved the ball.
Thought that Forsyth was doomed there, but the respawn and the crossbar help him out. Jay Blank immediately hits it back towards the net. Kit Kat is there. Got to watch out for the double commits. They have plagued Forsyth Central defensively so far, and Buddy barely makes a save with Zulfi barreling in to try and bump them off net. Jay Blank up in the air, but TJ makes a fantastic save. Pressure's not over yet. Fire now tries to center it up. Buddy looking for a clear, gets turned away by Zulfi, all up to Kit Kat, who finally gets to that midfield stripe before Jay Blank immediately puts it back on the orange side, looking to center it up for a teammate, but Buddy clears it away.
Now we've got Kit Kat trying to take the ball up through the midfield. They unfortunately lose their dribble, and it's turned away by Jay Blank. It's now on the side of Forsyth Central here in the corner. Jay Blank pops it up a little bit high to allow Zulfi to connect the ball with the back of the net.
It's a great goal there by Zulfi. Keeping the Ghosts in this one, sneaking it past Buddy. Forsyth still has a 2-goal lead, 2.5 minutes left. Still got to like their chances, but the Ghosts have plenty of time to come back if you're rooting for them. As Zulfi gets a great touch, gets it around TJ. This could be huge for the Ghosts. But TJ gets a nice steal. Fire challenges it. They want the pass back to Jay Blank, who instead has to make a crazy save on a fantastic clear.
With a little help from, it looks like, Zolfi there, they do manage to get a shot on goal. It is saved by TJ. Jay Blank now trying to keep possession here on the side of Forsyth Central. Now KitKat playing around one member of the Ghost, takes it down to the midfield, collides with Buddy, unfortunately. Now Fire's trying to take it away from Buddy. They do just that, but TJ turns it back at the mid, allowing Zolfi to get possession in the corner.
Zolfi centers it up. Huge clear from KitKat. This could be danger. Fire misses on it, though, so Jay Blank has to be the one to corral it. Ball popped off the side. TJ now looking to keep Forsyth's lead intact, maybe even add to it. Zolfi hits it back, wide open net! And Zolfi has the Ghost within one with 90 seconds remaining.
Forsyth needs to score another goal, or their defense needs to be rock solid here to prevent the Ghost from getting that third equalizer goal, or possibly even two, to finish out this round with an extra goal on that ticker there as Buddy wins that kickoff. But Zolfi read it well. It's still on the side of the Ghost, though. TJ drops it down. There was a save from Fire on that shot. Zolfi and Jay Blank now taking it up the field. Jay Blank misses the ball, though, allowing Buddy to elevate and knock it just a little bit high enough to prevent the ball from going in. TJ now in the air, taking it across midfield.
TJ looking to make a play on it. Jay Blank is the one who corrals it. Looks to pass down to Zolfi. Buddy will disrupt that. Get a nice little touch down to KitKat. It's a one-on-one. KitKat versus Jay Blank. I don't think KitKat got all of that ball, unfortunately, and now there's just a minute left. Jay Blank, the pass over to Zolfi, gets stopped by Buddy. There's still a ton of pressure, though, and KitKat will just barely sneak it away.
Jay Blank is now forced to retreat, trying to get the ball away from KitKat here in the corner. TJ will try and stop Jay Blank's possession. Zolfi will get the pass, though, playing it off that back wall. Does get stopped. KitKat trying to keep possession here, gets it taken away by Fire. Buddy now trying to get it past the midfield. It gets popped over his hood, and Jay Blank finds the back of the net.
Just like that, the Ghosts have chipped away at the 3-0 lead Forsyth once had. Great job by Jay Blank sneaking it past TJ. Still 30 seconds left here to avoid overtime. We've already had one overtime match in this series. Off the kickoff, ball just kind of squirts to the side. Great pinch by KitKat. They got a demo on to Fire, but Jay Blank makes a great save. One more attempt. Jay Blank's there again. And two huge opportunities shut down by Jay Blank.
TJ tried to keep that shot alive, did play it off the wall, but it was taken away. Fire and Jay Blank now over here on the side of the Forsyth Central goal. 5 seconds remaining. Will we see a goal get scored here? Jay Blank takes a shot. It's far wide of the goal. Zolfi pops it high. The ball has now just got to touch the ground. It does, and now we're at golden goal.
Overtime once again. Buddy with a great opportunity to tie this series, looking to play it off the backboard, but Jay Blank is there. TJ centers it up to KitKat, can't quite get there in time, so Buddy will have to corral it. Demo onto Zolfi, but Buddy loses the dribble. TJ trying to salvage something. Forsyth trying to end this early, not quite able to. Now they've got a wide open net. Fire just has to get a hit on it, somehow misses. One more attempt, and KitKat makes a huge save in overtime to keep this game going as Jay Blank looks to end it. Pass over to Zolfi. Buddy's there for a great save, and Forsyth somehow, some way is still alive.
We've got Buddy now having to play it around all three members of the Ghost, though. Zolfi ramming into them as much as they can to get the ball away. Does get it cleared, but TJ elevated, stopping it. It does still end up getting shot at the goal of Forsyth. Did get saved. Buddy now taking it up the sidewall, has to play it around. Zolfi does it, but now can't beat out Fire, so Fire sends it back over to Zolfi, and unfortunately, it's just too high for Fire to get possession.
Jay Blank and TJ get tied up there. Fire centers it up. Nobody's there, though. Now Buddy's going to dribble it up the field. Can't quite get it around Jay Blank, who keeps the ball alive for the Ghosts. The back pass is disrupted, though. Fire now. Can't quite get to it. TJ in the corner looking to play it off the back wall to a teammate. KitKat just misses. Buddy takes a desperation shot. Can't quite get it on target, though. Forsyth has to be careful.
We've got Zolfi getting a nice clear there over into the corner of Forsyth Central. We do see KitKat try to take it away from them. Fire gets the follow-up shot, but Buddy finds it during the mid-flight arc path there. Now Zolfi forced to make a save. A demolition from KitKat onto Jay Blank might open up an opportunity here, but the ball goes right back over to Forsyth's side of the field.
Kit Kat and Fire get tangled up. Now Buddy's gonna blast it down. Jay Blank is there for a great save. Kit Kat keeps it alive. Fire racing up the field looking for Jay Blank. This could be it, but Buddy makes a great save. We're 2 minutes into overtime. We basically played a half a game. Nobody's giving an inch as that ball goes over Jay Blank. Fire and Zulfi will both retreat, and Forsyth will look for the reset and try and get this series tied.
It looks like Fire steal the ball away from TJ, but Buddy's there to take it off the wall. Kit Kat now trying to play it around Jay Blank. Jay Blank spikes it in. Buddy now popping it high into the corner of the Ghost, but Jay Blank was waiting on the ground for that one. Buddy gets the ball stolen away by Zulfi off the wall.
Oh, risky back pass there. TJ nearly ends it. Kit Kat racing in. Not quite able to fight it either. Fire takes a shot. Buddy and TJ both there, but they double commit on the first. Zulfi hits it in for the second. And nearly 3 minutes into overtime, the Ghosts come out on top and put themselves on match point.
Whew. All right, that was a scary one.
That was crazy. 3 minutes of overtime. And finally, they get the job done. This has been a fantastic Esports Tower Rumble. Both these teams going all out. Even if the Ghosts win this next game, this 4-1 series is not going to be indicative of how close these games were. If you want to check out the Esports Tower, though, you definitely should. We have some fantastic Rocket League on Wednesdays, some even, I don't want to say better, but even more fantastic Valor on Monday. Last Monday was absolutely insane in the grand finals. This has been an insane start to the fall season for the Esports Tower. I cannot wait to see how this next game goes. I want this series to go 7 because it deserves to go 7, Nerdy, but it feels like the Ghosts are just a smidge better than Forsyth in the end, and they always figure out a way to come out on top.
We were voting for the Ghosts in the beginning, and so I would love to see that actually come to fruition here a little bit, but, you know, I want Forsyth to put as much of a fight up as possible, so yes, I want to see a 7-game series as well. My voice, not so much, but either way, both teams have equal opportunities still. You got to keep looking at every single one of these games if you're a player at 0-0, so there's a little bit less stress being put on you unless you're listening to us talk, in which case I apologize in advance for that. But either way, I feel as though these teams are very, very close in skill. There's a chance for Forsyth to bring this back, even though the Ghosts are at match point, but we'll have to see. These next 5 minutes will be the telling factor of whether or not Forsyth can bring it back or not, obviously.
I mean, Forsyth had a 3-0 lead. If anything was a sign that they can take this Ghost team to the brink, it was the fact they had him up 3-0, got him in almost 3 minutes into overtime before everything was said and done. So Game 5 is here. The Ghosts have a 3-1 lead, but this feels like Forsyth can easily get us to a Game 6 and potentially a Game 7. Who will come out on top? Will be the Ghosts claiming the crown as the best team of Group A, or will be Forsyth forcing us into a Game 6? We kick this one off. Ball kind of gets centered. Almost thought we were going to have a Rule 1 there, and oh no! Forsyth leads the goal wide open, and the Ghosts strike first.
That was, I think that was the exact same clock timer that we had on the last 2 games ago where Buddy scored that first goal. The Ghosts might take this as their chance to start running away with this score now as we go into the next kickoff. It's kind of more 50-50 on that one, and Kit Kat's ready for the follow-up to give Forsyth the upper hand, but Jay Blank and Zulfi double up and take out Buddy RV and save the shot on goal by Fire there. Now TJ is forced to retreat as Fire has the ball above them in front of their goal.
Oh, a scary spot to be. The Forsyth double commits on defense have been so awful at times, but they are able to survive this one. Buddy trying to play it past Jay Blank. Can't quite do it. Now Zulfi pops it up in the air. This is a risky spot. Buddy's got to retreat, elevates for it. Makes a fantastic save. Demo onto Fire. Upfield too. Buddy will have to trade out his life, but the ball on the blue side for a fleeting moment before it's cleared back.
We have Jay Blank trying to center the ball up, and they do for Zulfi to find the back of the net. Not even a whole minute has passed. The Ghosts are up by 2. That's still not a huge lead, but they may be able to maintain it here. Let's see if they can, though. 4 minutes. Their defense is strong, but it might start falling apart due to just exhaustion.
Jay Blank and Buddy get tied up there. Not to mention, best is a 7-game series. We basically played another game in overtime. Now we'll see if Forsyth has the fortitude. Oh, it's just off the crossbar. Not quite able to connect. J Blank, and now looks like TJ trying to center this one up. Can't quite do it, though, as Buddy now looking for an opportunity, trying to get this team back in it. Kit Kat centers it up, but there's nobody there. This Ghost defense is just too strong.
Got TJ trying to steal the ball away here from Zulfi. Fire comes in to help them out. It gets spiked high along J Blank to play it off the wall to themselves. They have no boost, though, and the ball's going to get spiked away by, looks like Buddy RV down in the corner.
Ball gets cleared away. Kit Kat up in the corner. Centers it up, but the demo onto Buddy shuts the whole thing down. TJ looking to try again right in front of the net. Kit Kat and J Blank both go up. The dunk, Buddy with the shot, not able to get that one either. Forsyth still trying to look for their first goal of Game 5. Is now Fire and Zulfi looking to put this one away, but Buddy makes a great save. TJ has to go up as well, and the ball gets cleared.
It's now in front of the Ghost goal. Zulfi makes a great save there. Buddy takes them out, though, while they're in the air. Now we have Fire taking it down towards Forsyth Central's goal. Two members of Forsyth waiting there. J Blank stopping the ball, trying to get his team some advantage here. Zulfi takes a shot. It's going to be a little bit too high, and Buddy's going to manage to grab it, and it will get turned back towards their goal by J Blank.
Kit Kat pass over to TJ. Risky one, though. Fire steals it away. Now TJ blasts it down into the corner. 2 minutes left. Oh, a great chance here for Forsyth. Buddy off the back wall. Kit Kat racing in, but it's cleared away by J Blank. TJ now with an opportunity all the way down, looking for a second hit. Does anybody have one for Forsyth? They do not. And another great opportunity just sucked up by the Ghosts. But TJ stopped at the goal line by Zulfi. The demo comes out. Somebody, just no one for Forsyth can get the back of the net.
We also have Kit Kat having the ball go over their head. TJ thankfully was in the corner. Looks like Zulfi overdrove that one, though. Now Buddy has an opportunity, takes a shot on goal. It's popped just high enough by J Blank to create the save there. And follow-up shot does not go in either. Now Forsyth steals the ball away. TJ taking it up onto the corner, trying to find a centering opportunity for one of their teammates. Unfortunately, they get slowed down, and two members of the Ghosts take the ball away with a clear out there from J Blank.
Time ticking down on Forsyth, but they've had so many great opportunities. Now it's up to TJ. Plays that one around J Blank perfectly, gets it around Fire. One man to beat, bumps Zulfi out of the way, but the ball hits the crossbar. And no one for Forsyth is there. TJ has to go racing back to make a save, and Fire will hit it home as soon as we tick under 60 seconds. I don't know how Forsyth can get any closer without scoring a goal at this point.
They need to score one in the next, I think, 20 seconds if they want to bring us to an even score here and take us into yet another overtime.
Would not surprise me. This has been a very, very close series. Ghosts looking to end this one with a win the highlight match, our final of the night. Forsyth looking to get us to a Game 6 as Fire takes a great shot on net, looking for the rebound, ends up bumping into his own teammate. Kit Kat bumped out of the way. But all this just burning time off the clock, the time that Forsyth does not have. Buddy takes a long shot down the field. I don't know how Zulfi got there in time. I don't know how many saves the Ghosts have made, credited or not, but that defense has been lights out, and they're on their way to pitching a shutout as TJ almost ends that, but the ball hits off the crossbar.
Now we have Fire trying to play it around Buddy. They're slowing down a little bit. They pop it high. Buddy does read it, though, takes it away at the midfield, tossing it to Kit Kat. J Blank interrupts that pass, though. They collide with Buddy in the air. Both of them go flying away from the ball. Now J Blank and Fire take the ball up the field. TJ elevates to stop it from going into the goal, and at 0 seconds on the clock, the Ghosts win their Game 4.
A 4-1 scoreline, the 3-0 last game. Very, very, do not tell the full story because this was an insanely close series. 2 overtime matches. I mean, Forsyth Central is going to have a lot of great, a lot of regret and a lot of great VODs to watch and come back even stronger next time. But a huge congratulations to the Ghosts. Even though there's not really a bracket, these were the top 2 teams from last week's group stage. So I will unofficially declare the Ghosts this week's Rumble winner. They are a phenomenal team. It is going to take a lot from anybody in the Esports Tower to catch up to them. Overall, though, Nerdy, just a fantastic series.
It was very exciting. I genuinely want to know how tired all of them were feeling after having to do these extended series since they're not used to it. But if they're one of those, if they're the type of player that gets online and will play for hours on end, perhaps it wasn't that bad for them after all. But, you know, it's going to be difficult. They'll have to get used to it. I think all of the teams, despite the change, performed very well tonight. It was great to see it all.
Well, before we get to our ICCU player of the game, we do have an interview to go to. C-Math of the Gators, unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we weren't able to see the Gators highlight match, is joining us. At C-Math, how are you doing tonight? Doesn't look like we're able to hear him. Hopefully we can get that all figured out. Might just be muted on our end. So we wait to see this one, hopefully. And, I mean, do we have you now, C-Math?
I can hear you guys.
No, it does not seem like we don't have him yet here. So if we want to maybe take that off, get that figured out, might want to have C-Math reconnect here. As we wait for this one, I mean, Nerdy, what are your thoughts on that series as we hopefully figure out these issues with C-Math?
That last game, I feel as though the exhaustion was showing for Forsyth Central. They're probably, well, in all honesty, since it is a 2/3 new roster, not something that they're entirely used to having to play an entire series out like that. We did see KitKat make some fantastic demolitions and opportunities for their team. It's just, we've discussed the chances of that, you know, demolition not being something you want because it puts you out of position, and that's definitely something that happened for KitKat there quite a few times. Even though it did allow their team to have a man advantage, it's not always something that's, you know, necessary in the situation. And the Ghosts just had such a great defense. We were, you know, talking about it a whole lot during that entire game. It was completely locked down and solid. Granted, their offense, they had a lot of double commits. There was some overcommitting happening on the offense a few times, especially in the early games. But their defense is just so strong. That's honestly the reason why the Ghosts managed to come out on top of that one.
Does look like we do have C-Math now back with us, so we should be good to go there. So let's bring C-Math back from the Gators. As we mentioned, we didn't quite get to see his highlight match, but it did take place due to some technical difficulties. And speaking of these highlights, I mean, you've been in these Rumbles for a long time. I mean, I've been told that you're maybe one of the longest-running members of the Esports Tower. How do you like this highlight match format compared to the previous ones?
You know, I really like this change in format. It gives the people who have been putting in the practice, putting the time in scrims and practices, a chance to get a great highlight reel. And
as I mentioned, you've been a part of this Esports Tower for a really long time. What are the best parts of the Esports Tower? I mean, why would you kind of give me your elevator pitch on why someone who's watching this broadcast is kind of on the fence, why they should get to be part of Esports Tower?
I would say that, for me, I saw a steady rate of improvement after joining Esports Tower. It's just like, I know going alone, I would not have made as much improvement as I could as with their coaching.
Nerdy, do you have any questions for C-Math?
Well, we actually we found out that you actually have a Twitch, I believe, that you stream on. And what is your favorite part of being a streamer and being able to do that?
For me, my favorite part of being a streamer would be the door it opens to people. It's absolutely amazing just being able to connect with people around the world over a common passion through gaming, and the opportunity to be able to give someone a little bit of joy in their day and a little bit of hope, and just give them a good rest of their day.
And how do you balance, you know, streaming and schoolwork and Esports Tower? I mean, how do you come up with that balance? And of course, you know, also make sure you throw a plug to yourself so people can check you out when you're not in the Esports Tower.
All right. So for me, it's a little bit different than the average Esports Tower player. So for my personal case, as to my knowledge, I'm one of the few homeschooled players in the program, so it gives me a little bit more freedom in balancing practices, scrims, work, streams, all that.
Well, C-Math, it has been a pleasure to have you on here tonight. Can't wait to see you. I mean, the Gators were a new team. You guys played phenomenal. You've been a great part of the Esports Tower over the last few months, so best of luck to you. Can't wait to see you in next week's Rumble.
Thank you, guys.
That was C-Math of the Gators. As we mentioned, just a minor technical glitch, so we were not able to see their matches, but the Gators were a very strong team nonetheless in that Group B. Well, as we start to wrap up the broadcast here tonight, Nerdy, we've got, unfortunately, the hard part of this is we don't see teams more than once, so going to be a very hard choice for your ICCU player of the game. And a couple of deserving nominations. Who do you think, who's going to take it?
For me, my nomination's going to go to Thrift, I think. Yeah, Thrift has my vote this time. What about you?
Thrift was you stole that one from me. I really want to say Quest though, because I feel like he had an insane game. Either Quez or Drift Lemming. I feel like the Barracudas played really well. I think you're right. I also don't want to copy you on Thrift because I think Thrift is probably going to get it because he took over for the Eagles. I would give it to either Quez just because new roster for the Barracudas still absolutely dominate, or a Drift Lemming because we haven't seen them before, and they had some insane games. So one of those two, I agree with you on Thrift, but I'll be a little bit different. We'll see who production picks. There is really, and this is what I love about these highlight matches, we got to see a ton of different players instead of the Barracudas 15 times in a row. Which, apologies to the Barracudas, but that's who always was winning. Here's our ICCU player of the game. It's actually going to be Zulfi of the Ghosts, a very deserving one. Anytime you get a game-winning goal, I totally forgot about that because this series just had everything. I felt like all 6 players popped off, but a very deserving nominee here for the ICCU player of the game.
Yeah, especially the overtime goal. That's really where your anxiety's kicking in as a player when you're in OT. And, you know, finding the back of the net has to be a very fulfilling experience.
Player of the game brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes the team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Zulfi of the Ghosts, who were the Fish's top team of the night. Again, not bracket stage, but this was the 2 best teams from the week, so I'll crown them my unofficial champion is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game, player of the week, really. And hey, as good as this Ghost roster was, and as we joked about them being crafted in a lab for this exact situation, it feels like teams like the Eagles, like the Barracudas, and also Foresight there. I want to give a shout-out to them. Those 3 teams, I mean, we didn't even see the Gators. I think CMath and company are coming along very nicely. There's some teams I think that can challenge the Ghosts going forward.
Oh, yeah, for sure, especially because they're all part of the same organization. That means in-house scrims are possible and learning from one another is possible. I think having all of those players available to them will allow the elevation of the gameplay across the board for every single one of the teams in ET.
Well, as we prepare to close this out, any final thoughts from the 3 highlight matches we saw going forward into next week where we'll reset for the group stage? Your final takeaways here, Nerdy, on a fantastic night of Rocket League.
My biggest one is stop double committing and stop over committing, please. Just clean those 2 things up, my friends.
I feel like all the teams that lost had huge issues with double commits. It's still early in the season, though. I'm sure they'll take care of business. Well, thank you for tuning in, and congratulations to all of this week's team for strong performances. This week was jam-packed with exciting moments from a new format, new rosters, the return of Forsyth Central. It's been an exciting start to finish. The new format brought us a lot of great games, some very great matchups from start to end, and we are excited to see how it evolves. Join us next week, Wednesday, starting at 4 p.m. Mountain Time for Week 3 of the Fall Rumble season. Cannot wait to see what Forsyth does. Cannot wait to see what the Ghosts can do. And I've heard there's some rumors that another team that I think a lot of people will be excited to might be coming back. I don't know about next week, but in the near future. And that is something I'm looking forward to as well. But until then, congratulations to all the teams. Cannot wait to see next week. We will leave you, though, with our top 5 plays presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus. Andrew's Career Choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming, and here are your top 5 plays from a fantastic Rumble.
Stealth now has the ball, trying to drop it down into the corner. It's disrupted, though, by Protato, who takes it away. It is still ending up with Thrift regardless of that, bringing them another goal here, and their score up by 3.
Look at Thrift, just a great little spin. Of course, now the question is for the Mammoths, is Thrift.
Throw wins that one. It's now high in the air line. Quez to take it, and is now flying across the field, trying to drop it down. Lemmings will get a touch on it, and with that, the Barracudas will find their 3rd goal.
What a crazy team play here. Quez just realizes, oh, I got a teammate right behind me. They fall off the ball. Nobody's expecting a Drift Lemming
to drop. He sends it to Quez, who's in mid-flight. Now the ball spiked off the ceiling for Quez, and they find the back of the net with no help there. All on their own. 2 members of the Swerve are on them, but their teammates were ready to follow that one up just in case.
Great goal by Quez. Gets it past 2 members of the Swerve. Have to wonder how this one more time. Jay Blank gets demoed. Kit Kat with an opportunity to build on this lead, but he's just going to slip it in there. And you and I both picked the Ghost, and at least so far, we look like we could not be further from being correct.
I mean, it's horrible to be wrong.
Cat racing in. Not quite able to fight it either. Fire takes a shot. Buddy and TJ both there, but they double commit on the first. Zulfi hits it in for the second. And nearly 3 minutes into overtime, the Ghosts come out on top and put themselves on match point.
Whew. All right, that was a